Hello, everybody. Welcome to this very special stream. This is our first episode of RLPD. Pew, pew, pew.
All right.
Kye, you're muted.
Am I? No, I'm not.
There we go.
Don't you lie to me.
I had the stream muted anyway, so I couldn't tell if it was muted or not.
Yeah, I'm in chat only mode. I would have had no idea.
Don't make me panic like that.
Off to a flying start.
Yeah.
Woo!
I can see my audio. So as long as you guys can see my audio, that's the main thing, right?
Why do I don't know. I feel I feel oddly
Still
nervous,
muted.
man. Like this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's
I'm just paranoid now. Nope, I'm still muted. Hang on.
Get him back.
Kye. It's Kye that's muted.
It's just me.
We're not muted. It's Kye.
Okay, you guys got a vamp. You guys got a vamp. Go.
All right. Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome on in.
Everybody-
Welcome on into our D&D stream. Where I'm vamping for Kye until he fixes his mic.
I'm also say hello, Gary.
Hello, Gary.
Goodbye, Gary.
Hello, kitty cat Gary.
This is where that Kai's audio is broken for Streamlabs, and he has to close the stream and Streamlabs and then relaunch it.
Guys, I have been obsessing over this stream setup for weeks. And then the minute we go live, I realize that my microphone is not where it should be.
He's on.
Hey.
He's back.
Yeah, we got him.
Take two. Hi, everybody.
Chat can
Welcome.
hear you.
Yay!
Hey.
Thank you very much for joining us for this very special session 1 of our new D&D campaign. I'm super hyped. Just start again. That's it. We will just close the stream. Start again. It's fine.
This never happened.
don't know
So
what
for
you're
those of you who don't
referring
know, we are Nerds of the West. My name is Kye. I will be the DM for you this evening. And over here on my left, we'll go clockwise. Top left, we have Beck. So hi,
Hello.
Beck.
I'm back. Hi, Beck.
We got Lachlan.
Hello everyone. I am Lachlan, and as you can see by my lovely ribbon that is not below me, my name is Lachlan.
Look.
But I put so much time and effort into it. I didn't put it on.
Oh.
I did realise that, but we ran out of time today. Look, we need session 1 to be a little bit janky, so that episode 2 you can see a marked
It's only up from here.
Right? It's only uphill from here.
Yeah.
Bottom left we got
I think-
Reese.
Hello, I'm Reese. You all know who I am because there's currently 100 photos of me on our social media.
Literally.
Hey, we haven't hit 100 quite yet.
Give it a week or two, and we're there.
Close.
But
And
yeah,
last,
you know who I am.
but certainly not least, we've got Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris.
Thank you guys for
Hi, Chris.
joining me.
Hi, Chris.
I'm
Hi,
really
Reese.
excited for our new foray into D&D. It's been a while since we've done some roleplay on the channel. I'm trying to think what the
it
last
has.
one was. Was it Avatar?
I think, or was it the Masquerade Ball? Right.
The
Might have
Masquerade.
been-
I'm pretty
might
sure
have
it's the
been
Masquerade.
Yes. That was Chris's Nerds of the Quest. That was
Yeah. Oh, Lachlan just blew up. His
It's like when my
just went really white.
He's opened something that's not in night mode, and it's just
Let me just open up Notepad.
burnt.
It's a good thing I'm not a vampire.
Now,
He would have become dust.
absolutely dusted.
Oh yes, I sure would.
Who we got in chat? We've got Stormo77. Hi, Stormo. Moron. Curve. Welcome on in.
Dance Commander.
Hello.
Dance Commander. I missed Dance Commander because we were talking to him just a moment ago. So I
Yeah.
just assumed that we'd already said hi. He might even
Literally
he might
had to kick him out of the
he
Discord.
might still be in the Discord call.
Uh-oh.
I
Radar
don't think he left.
616.
He's gone.
Welcome on in. I think that's everybody except for you guys.
Before we even start, how many bits to kill Reese's character violently at some point in this campaign? Just once, because boy, I'll make it happen.
One bit.
We'll talk, Curve. I'll send you a message. Talk.
But Kye, how are we doing? How are we doing things tonight? Because I think we're running stream a little differently than what we usually do.
In what way? We've got a few different things going on. Obviously, D&D is the theatre of the mind, as they say. So we're going to go from this cool scene where we're all having a chat to another scene where we've got a nice sort of dice tray for rolling, and where we can put some battle mats when necessary.
Ooh.
So that should be pretty exciting. I'm going to try not to rely too heavily on battle mats, because I feel like in situations where we're all just sitting around in a tavern having a talk and that sort of thing, it's not really necessary. Kind of slows things down a little bit, you know. Did anyone cover what RLPD means? Not yet, moron. Not yet. Ooh.
Don't worry about it.
What does it mean?
Yeah. What are the letters? What are the numbers mean, Mason?
Real life people dungeoneering.
Yep.
Wait, let me write that down.
Exactly
Let me write
what
that
I
down.
had in
That's
my
better than
mind.
what I had.
Yeah. Glad we
the same
cleared that
page?
up.
Oh, Dan's
Yeah.
even shut down his computer, so he didn't just drop in accidentally. Didn't want to jump into the live channel like accidentally.
Nice one, Dance.
So before
boy.
we start, I was just going to talk to you guys about your previous role-playing experiences. What was the last campaign you guys played? What was the last system you guys played? I know for me it's been a while since I've done some good old D&D-ing. Wondering if it was the same for you guys. Bear?
It's. I was just gonna start anyway, cause why not?
Wow.
Ladies first.
For in regards to like, I guess I'm trying to find the right way to put it. Like full-on campaigns, like long-form campaigns. The last time I ever played was a sort of homebrew 5th ed with a bunch of friends of mine. So I am mostly familiar with how 5th ed works, so hopefully I won't find anything too surprising. But I am also very aware of the fact that I'm going to have so many questions about how things work sometimes that I'm going to be the most annoying person here. So
No.
that's fine. I do have Tom's player's handbook next to me, and I don't know if he knows that I've got his player's handbook next to me, but I definitely do. And even though we are using Roll20, I still have a little bag of dice. Just
Nice.
Ooh,
Yes,
nice.
let's bring your dice.
Tom's just like, now we only had the one book, and I can't play D&D while Beck's playing D&D. Damn.
Oh no.
Versus
But yeah, I got some dice. But yeah, that's me, pretty much.
Nice.
what are you, Lachlan? What was your last
Um,
role-playing game?
The last role-playing game I played was on Good Friday, and it would have been
Hey.
Pathfinder, the Carrion Crown
That was a loaded
campaign.
question.
Loaded question, and my DM would happen to be none other than Kai. So,
It's rigged,
Kai
boys. It's
is
rigged. We're
DM
set up to
for-
fail.
So Kai was the DM, and I've played a lot of Pathfinder. I haven't played a lot of 5th Ed, and Chris is also in that same campaign, and that's our sort of off-camera. Been running for X amount of years because we only play once a year, so we all have to brush up on the rules. The week of Good Friday. So I'm keen. And as for 5th Ed, I've only ever played a couple of one-shots here and there. But predominantly I would DM Starfinder is my choice.
Yeah.
Starfinder's a lot of fun. Sci-fi role-playing is also excellent.
Based off the Pathfinder system, so kind of goes hand in hand with what you already know.
Nice.
Actually, it's in this exact moment I realized last role-playing I played with Starfinder, and I actually played that with Reese. I just completely
Oh,
forgot about it.
yeah.
I completely
Yeah.
forgot about it.
True.
Apparently you're a little
True.
quiet, Kai.
And I'll tinker with that.
No worries. I'll go next. So I think my last role-playing experience was either with Beck doing Starfinder, or was with Chris and Beck when we did the Pathfinder Masquerade Ball. And the last time I played a long-term campaign would have been several years ago.
Oh.
Before, I think it would have been before Nerds. That's the last time I played like a long-term one.
Wow.
And that was
Wow.
fifth. That was fifth ed. Yeah, that was fifth ed. We had 6 player characters at the table, and then a DM on top of that. So,
That's a
And
lot
that's
of
why that
people.
was your last time you played.
bro, it's you get to a point where it is so hard to organize people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I
it
mean-
was a lot of fun, and I loved playing with everyone in that group. But like, yeah, it just got to the point where we played a game like once every few months, and then yeah, you know, it was very hard. But my game of choice is usually Call of Cthulhu, which is I think one of the best well-written RPG experiences.
Big Call of Cthulhu.
I've only played
Yeah.
Call of Cthulhu once, and I stole a man's money and gave it back to him as a bribe.
Absolute piece of garbage. I can only expect that your current character will be just as bad, if not worse. Chris?
Hi, I'm Chris. Last role-playing session I did must have been the Masquerade Ball, but that was me DMing, not being a player. And long-term campaigns, obviously we've got the one that Lachlan mentioned that Kye is DMing for. It's been going for about 7 years now. So. And we've had like maybe 10 sessions of it, because we play like once a year. So I really want to finish that. You got to finish it, dude, sometime.
was-
We had
Hey.
lots of consistent we had lots of consistent sessions, and then we all moved apart, and then it was like, let's all organize a day.
It was weekly.
When's everyone
until you guys
free?
all
Yeah. And then
Good Friday.
left the city that we all lived in.
But you know why that works so well? Because it's like, you guys meet up once a year, every year, and it's the most consistent, probably the most consistent D&D game that's ever existed.
Yeah.
yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
you have 2 days off a year, and that's Good Friday and Christmas Day. Like,
And Good Friday's already
Essentially.
locked in every year
yeah.
without
absolutely.
fail.
That's me.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, regular old Pathfinder is my system of choice. Been playing it for the longest time, so I'm most familiar.
Yeah. I think Pathfinder's the system that I'm definitely most familiar with. But I started on 3.5
Oof.
back in the day.
Yeah.
Back
in the day.
which was back in my day, we had 0.5 editions of Dungeons and Dragons. Although at the time, I believe that 4th edition was out, but it was not well received. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think 4th edition actually existed. I'm pretty sure there's just a gap in everybody's memory, and it just goes 5th ed. And everybody's
No,
like, whoa!
that's a
what weird-
lie,
Yes,
because
memory.
I own the 4th edition core rulebooks.
Well,
Oh,
Reese,
no.
this is why nobody asks you to come and play, alright?
are they really
like the
valuable?
Mandela
Because like
effect.
there's so few of them out there, or are they just worth nothing? That's the question.
I
I'm
think
pretty
I
sure
think I got
it goes D&D 3.5, Pathfinder, 5th ed. I don't know what anything about this 4th edition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they come in a nice little box. And I think I got them for like $20. Because my
Ooh.
mate was like, no one plays 4th edition. Here, have them. I was like,
Oh yeah.
It's a collector's item.
Yeah.
One day it'll be worth like 10 million gold.
It's worth it to be on the
Really?
shelf.
Or will they just put them in the landfill next to the ET cartridges?
bro, it's
Wizards,
worth
if
its
you're
weight
here-
in
if you're listening-
Ethereum.
We love 5th ed, and sponsor us.
But I
Nice
actually
save.
do really like what I've played of 5th edition. I think it's a really great system for people who haven't played much before. I think it's probably the best like intro
Yeah.
system out there, which is a really good thing. And even people like ourselves who have played a bit more of other things, I think it's flexible enough that we can do what we need to do. Like we can always the rules, as a great pirate once said, are more like guidelines than actual rules.
Yeah.
Which, on that note, I guess we'll get into a couple of the little sort of house rule, table rules that we're going to be rolling with. Pun intended.
Ah!
If we have any moments that come up where we're not sure about rules or anything like that, I'm just going to make a call that suits the situation, I feel, and we're going to move along because we don't want to sit here debating rules all day. And then when we have a break, we can discuss how wrong I was and how you definitely should have one-shot that dragon. Because
All the time.
Because you
Every
see,
shot's a one shot, baby.
prestidigitation
Yep.
can actually heat an atom up to nuclear fission levels. Grease.
That was a good
Bro,
one.
all I'm saying is if you line up all the peasants in town in a line and then they use their free action to pass a rock, it creates the peasant railgun system.
Right, that rock could be moving at like Mach 100 speed. Yeah.
I always heard about the teleporting chicken cleave. If you get great cleave and line up 100 chickens, you can hit them, and then you get to take another swing, so you can hit the next chicken, and you get to launch yourself at the speed of light.
That was, I remember hearing all of those stories from my excited friends before I actually got to play any role-playing game at all.
Yeah.
And like, to me, it just sounded like the dumbest fucking thing. Like, why would I ever want to play this tabletop role-playing game where people can teleport via chickens and you can throw 100 villagers grappling each other into a room like a frag grenade?
It's like reading it's like reading those D&D memes and then having an understanding of D&D and being like, the GM can just go no. Like, he can just be like, nah, that ain't happening, chief.
Hey, look, but
I rolled to seduce the dragon. No, you're
can't
not.
do it.
Like,
we've all
Always
been
reserve
there,
that power.
right? The very first D&D game I played, someone seduced the dragon. I feel like that's a quintessential role-playing experience, right? Everyone's been in a party with that guy.
In my last campaign, I was a half-orc bard, and I legitimately at one point tried to seduce a Lich King.
Nice.
Oh my god.
It was unsuccessful, but I still tried.
Thor is frozen.
I think Moran is correct that the gazebo is definitely one of the most classic stories.
Absolute classic.
That's a
That
good
was
one.
that would have been my introduction to D&D before I played D&D, and not understanding
Walk into a
Dungeons
clearing,
and Dragons
see
at
a
all is
gazebo.
still a good.
I attack it.
Yeah.
It's a
How much
gazebo.
damage do I do? It's a gazebo. I shoot another arrow. You anger the gazebo and it eats you.
And the darkness was the other one. I attacked the darkness.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Classics of role-playing history.
I just remember my friend introducing one of his mates to D&D, and the classic, it's a game where you can do anything, which I never described D&D that way ever again.
Yeah.
But he was just like, session 1, my mate's running it, his mate who just joined is like, I want to poop in the fountain. And he's like, why? Because it's a game where I can do anything, so I poop in the fountain.
No.
He's like, okay, well, the guards arrest you. Why do they arrest me? Because you pooped in the fountain. And I'm like, he told me this, and I'm like, I'm never explaining D&D as a game you can do anything. Like,
Yeah.
because people literally go, I can do anything I want, so I'm going to poop in a fountain.
Poop in the fountain.
Hey, you know what? I'm not proud of my very first D&D moment. I made a gnome monk after being strongly recommended against it, and I still did it anyway. And then I
Lachlan's first
climbed the
session-
nearest tower and went, I want to see what's out there. Nat 20.
Lachlan's first session was him. I had been playing as the only player for another friend of ours that DM'd, and I was the only one playing, so it was like one player, one DM, and we were both kind of learning the game together. And then we finally convinced Lachlan to play, and we're like, you can play anything you want. Pick any of these races, and he was like, no. He was like, this game's dumb. This is gonna be stupid. I'll pick a class. I'll pick this gnome, because that's silly, right? He's thinking like, well, gnome. We're like, okay, cool, gnome. Now you can play any of these classes. These are the ones that are good for gnomes, like, rogues and that kind of thing. And then down here is the things that are not so great for for gnome characters, like a monk. And he's like, I want to be a monk. Okay.
You know what? In hindsight, though, a gnome monk would actually be okay.
It would
I don't
be.
see why it wouldn't work.
It wouldn't,
Like,
as long
it'd
as
be cool
as long as you play it like that.
Correctly.
Instead, you were like, I'm going to climb this tower. So what do I see? Nat 20. Describe the entire city to me off the top of your head. Then I climb back down the tower and lay in the gutter. You played a fantasy role-playing game. You were told you could do anything you wanted and chose to lay in the gutter.
Because you can do
good time.
anything you want. What are we
Yeah.
missing here?
God.
You can live out those.
Oh
those
man, I'm gonna
fantasies
poop
in
in
real
so
life.
many fountains.
Poop in so
Like,
many
right,
fountains.
they
Nice.
I think Tom got exploded his first session with Alchemist Fire. He was playing a dwarf, and he had a big bushy beard and big bushy eyebrows, and by the end of the session he was clean shaven.
That's great.
That was a good session.
It was good.
Everyone
I
gets
think-
blown up by Alchemist Fire sooner or later.
That they do.
I think
Bro,
Tom's
Mitch-
crowning achievement with the campaign is using chicken wings to try and activate traps. Because he just had an overabundance of chicken drumsticks and wings in his pockets.
Resourceful.
So
I have
he always likes bringing that one up.
have heard that campaign.
Mitch blew me up in a Starfinder campaign with a grenade. We were playing at PAX, and it was just a Starfinder came out, and he like just hurled a grenade in panic over the back of his shoulder, and the GM said it like just landed near me and blew me up. And then at the end of the game, all the players got to leave the table with their character sheets. But the guy looks at me and goes, "Oh, you died, so you don't get to keep your sheet."
Wow.
And I'm like, I was just like, and I'm like, I'd been playing for like some time at that point, and I'm just like, well, I mean, I don't want the sheet, but like, it's a fucking game, man. Like, it's just like, all right, I guess.
That is
Rip.
See ya. Like,
absolutely.
In this campaign, if you die, we just come to your house and murder you.
oh yeah.
If you die in the game, you die for
Die
real.
for real. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well,
All
now
right.
that we're all warmed up, what say we jump across to the table? If you
No,
die in
I'm
the
thinking
game,
we just,
you get kicked out of
we
Nerds
just
of the
leave.
West. High stakes.
Raise the stakes.
Jokes on you guys. I have an infinite number of characters.
We kill the DM.
That's
Bro,
it.
we got the rest of the nerds waiting to take our spot in the Discord. It's just
Nerds of the
like,
West kills
There's
the
just a
Marvel universe.
line of people waiting at their computers, and it's like one person dies, and it's like, oh, my turn. They sit down. Oh, I die immediately. All right, my turn.
You don't
sit
even
down.
get to say goodbye. As soon as you die, I just kick you from the Discord call.
well, he's dead. Boo.
Bang.
All right.
See you later.
Let's
And
do it.
if anyone's
Let's do
wondering,
it.
I know that we're not going to be rolling real dice, but I discovered I can destroy my jacket if I am feeling too fidgety. So I am playing with the dice instead.
Nice.
Good call.
Clickety clack, math rocks.
It's a chunky dice too. Like this is the size of the D20.
Does look pretty.
Yeah, hang on. I have a regular size D20 in here. You keep going. I'll just show it on camera when I've got it.
It's okay. It's alright. Not in a hurry.
So this is a regular size D20, and this is the D20 that also came in the.
Oh man, that is chunky.
That's a
That is so
chunky
chunky.
dice.
I'm
That's
actually
that's a big
pretty
one.
sure there's a mini D20 in here. Oh, here it is. So there's this one. So that's a D20 as well. So you got the whole family.
Oh, that's
You got the
sweet.
baby D20, you got the mama D20, you got the dad D20.
That is. That is cute.
It's got tiny numbers. Anyway, the point is
That's my
guys.
dice collection.
that's
man.
not even all of it.
I'll show you guys my dice collection one day.
one day.
We'll go through it
I
one day.
need to
Every one
compile
of those
all my
videos where
dice.
it's like, this is a bath full of dice.
Yeah,
Get in.
pretty much.
You want to buy some D&D gamer bathwater? It's just dice. It's just dice.
Oh my fucking god.
Bro, trademark. Nobody steal that.
Take that idea.
That's
Patent
Nerd of the
pending.
West, man.
Patent pending.
Keep an eye on the merch store. Alright guys, come with me and join me at the table.
Right.
Here we are guys,
Here we go.
we're at the table.
diddly diddly
You guys
dee.
are all smaller, but I'm still big.
I've been shrunk.
Oh, heck.
Shrinked down there.
Shrinked down here.
I have the stream up, but I have it paused so that I don't get distracted. I unpause it to see what you've changed, and then I go back to pausing it.
So, what we've got over here, to my left, is it serves two purposes. One, look at it, it's pretty. It's a map. I made that. Some of you guys saw me make the map. It's pretty. I muted again.
Kai muted
Oh
again.
no!
Oh, Kai!
Kai's muted again.
Oh,
Kai's dead. Rip Kai.
too good. Too
Start
good.
again. Start again.
Are we all
Bye,
leaving?
Kai.
From the beginning.
Well,
It's just Kai that's muted.
oh, hold on. Wait for it. See, we worked this all out today, and then next week we're all good.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And then we can.
Or
say,
next
"Oh,
week
we've
we
come
just
so
like,
far."
we're never doing a D&D stream again. Kai ruined it. Kai's also been fired. That's
This is punishment.
I am very confused as to
Oh,
how
hey,
it can be
guys.
muted.
Hey,
I was having
back.
audio issues with Streamlabs yesterday, so it could just be like an update.
Look.
but
I don't have a huge amount of experience with Streamlabs, all right? And what experience I do have is me not liking Streamlabs very much. So, let's take it from the
Yeah.
top. Welcome to the table.
ooh,
As I was saying, you guys are small. I am big. That was about the extent of the banter. Before I got called out for being bad at microphones. So yeah, what we've got over here is a map that you guys saw me make. Some of you saw me make. And it also serves as our dice tray where we can roll some dice. So that should be all set up and working, unless that's broken too. But I guess we'll wait and see.
It's only up from here, Kai. It's only up from here.
Don't worry, Stormer, you haven't missed anything yet except me talking into the void because my microphone, wasn't set up properly. It's fine.
I mean, we were just talking
Well,
smack about
if you
our
roll
previous
perf-
experiences.
If you roll performance, Kai, you can see how it's working.
That's true.
Yeah.
I also just want to see it work before I put the stream away.
Oh, you want to
game
see a
if you
dice
want,
roll?
yeah.
Okay, we can do a dice roll. So I'm going to try and find a way to do this a little bit more smoothly, but as we said, I am learning. So what we can do is we can bring up this here, which is obviously our roll 20. Look, it says roll 20.
Oh.
And also we can roll like a fireball. Why are the dice black?
Wow.
Wow, that's not good.
The numbers don't really stand out, do they? Good thing.
Oh,
Good thing we
not
do.
really.
You have rolled 5 squares.
5 cubes.
You have rolled the void.
Summon Cthulhu.
It's okay.
Please,
I won't
That-
can
go.
someone please pick up your cube?
There we go. That's better.
Hey,
Hey.
There's our
Oh,
numbers.
they are pretty.
So that's actually one thing I didn't mention to you guys, because we want to all be able to see everyone's dice rolls. In your roll 20, could all of you
Yep.
click on the settings cog up in the top right
uh-huh.
and click on dice options and turn on all of the options. Enable 3D dice and automatically roll 3D dice. Unless you want to feel like you have the illusion of control and manually roll your dice.
I'm a freak that likes to manually roll my dice.
Ooh,
That's cool.
That's fine too.
I rolled a dice.
So there you go.
Oh boy.
That's our... Hopefully that looks good. Big, I'm seeing it in a very small window.
Who
20.
wasted their 20?
I did.
I'm trying
I'm
to...
not ashamed either.
I'll do it again.
Okay, there's my dice.
Oh, and someone rolled a 1. All right.
Yeah, that was me. Okay, I figured it out. We got it.
Yeah.
See,
do
this is
D&D.
more of a you guys get to watch us just figure out how roll 20 works.
Yeah, it has
rather
been
than-
a long time since I've used Roll20. And even longer since I've DM'd on Roll20. So if there's some jank, I do apologise. And we'll get that fixed in future episodes as we get good.
Get good,
Yeah.
scrub.
As we get good at D&D.
Because not only that, so I've just rolled my damage, which is only a 1d6, and I've got a d20 come out in the field.
Did
On
you-
the field in face down defense mode?
What have you done?
I don't know.
There
you sure
go,
you're not
roll
rolling to hit?
D6.
Yeah, I'm positive.
You have to select
Yeah.
advanced roll. Roll 2d6. There you go.
No, I'm clicking my weapon. My weapon.
Oh yeah, that's busted. That's busted.
Oh, okay. Well, it's
Yeah, that sounds like a you problem.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Good
that's
to
broken.
know.
That's broken. Don't try that.
Don't do that.
That's a terrible idea.
Doctor, it hurts when I do this. Well, stop doing that.
Is it because you're rolling to hit, maybe?
Yeah, so it's rolling to hit, but it's not rolling the additional dice to for your damage. So you'll have to do that manually. At the moment.
Okay.
There is
Alrighty.
an option to make that work, but better not suiting. It's just setting that up live.
Yeah. Look, things like we
Hi,
say,
guys.
things
Welcome
will
to my-
only go
Hi.
up from here. All right.
Yes.
Just
That's-
a quick.
guys,
You go.
let's do it.
Let's go.
You said guys like you had
Go.
something to say and then just didn't say anything.
I was just gonna say, welcome to my D&D setup stream. Let me just put on Drowning Pool and, and,
Open
we're gonna
notepad.
set up how to get the dice to work properly. Let me get my notepad out and let's.
Yeah.
I'm just
Hey,
stacking
guys, welcome
everybody's
to my
names
Club
over on the
Penguin.
left-hand side so I can't see them all covering the bottom of the map.
so what
I'm a
I'll-
little
Yeah.
Sorry, keep going back.
I was just gonna say I'm a little confused as to why Cowboy Bot's a member of this campaign, but it's just me wondering. Don't worry about it.
He's our cameraman more or less, so the stream isn't streaming the DM screen in case there's secrets.
Oh yeah, no, that's fair.
So Cowboy Bot's just hanging out. He's probably going to be the most valuable member of the party too. Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
The last bit of housekeeping I'll bring up while you guys are here, chat, is that while we're doing some playing, we're probably not going to be talking to chat very much. We don't want to break up the flow too much and get sucked into conversation with you guys, as lovely as it is. So we're going to have a timer come up on screen very, very shortly. In fact, I can bring that up right now. Why not? Let's do it. Boom. There it is. That timer there is how long until we can be friends again.
That's how long you have to save the hostages until the bombs go off.
On the next episode of 24.
Yeah.
Do, do.
Do. Oh.
Thank you, Kev.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you so
Kev.
much.
Actually, the timer's up.
Thanks, Legend.
Yeah.
We can't.
If you guys are
Oh, sorry.
generous enough to cheer and follow and everything, trust me, we're seeing it. We're not ignoring you. We love you. When we get to our chat break in 59 minutes and 16 seconds, we will go through and I'll try very, very hard not to miss anybody in chat. That's been that lovely. So, without further ado, shall we begin RLPD?
Yes. Yes.
I
was waiting for like something after that. Yes.
Yeah.
I was waiting for RLPD like Miami or like.
I didn't bring my glasses.
Don't worry, Kai. I've got mine right here, baby.
Nice.
I guess you could call that
on a
a close call.
I'm free except after C.
Excellent. Reese can be our pun actor.
Oh boy. Here we go. They call me the Punisher. All right.
God.
Well, I'm ready.
Welcome.
Damn.
Welcome, everybody, to the city of Rolands Landing. This is a city of close to 1 million people on the western coast. It's a huge trade metropolis filled with all kinds of stores and factories and everything you could hope to see and hope not to see in a huge metropolis. This city was founded almost 500 years ago by a group of humans who landed here, led by their soon-to-be official king, King Roland. But what the history books tend to gloss over is that when the humans landed here almost 500 years ago, they weren't the first people on this particular patch of land. there were several gnomish clans living along this river that the humans decided would be a great place to set up shop. At first, the gnomes welcomed these new visitors with open arms, showed them the ways of the land, how they built their homes buried in the hills so as not to spoil the landscape. But before long, the humans, as they tend to do, wanted more, wanted bigger, and decided to build their homes, their businesses on the land around the river Illabar, as it is called by the gnomes. So before too long, the gnomes were displaced from their ancestral homes and forced into this large, sprawling, chaotic city that sprung up around the mouth of the river. The deep bay and easy access to the river made it a great spot for this trade city, and the bigger it got, the more the gnomes were pushed out of their traditional homes. Some decided to sort of participate in this grand new city and take up homes, businesses, have lives within this city that had sprung up almost overnight in the time scale of a gnomish lifespan. And others were disenfranchised, were unhappy with the fact that their homes had been so rudely and so quickly taken from them, and decided to move away further into the foothills and the mountains to try and continue more traditional lives the way that they had for generations. So in the span of the humans, now the city has been around for almost 500 years. It's a very old city, many generations have come and gone, but gnomes have lifespans of 300 or 400 years, and so for a lot of gnomes this was only a generation ago, their parents or their grandparents that lived through this great displacement and this unrest as the humans came in and took what was really not theirs to settle. Some of the gnomes these days are still very angry at the humans for coming in and setting up shop here, and some believe that they shouldn't have to assimilate into this human culture and decide to disregard the rules and the laws that the humans decided to set up here. As such, the gnomes of the city have got something of a reputation or a stigma for being thieves, petty criminals, not abiding by the rules that the king laid down. That being said, many of the gnomes have decided that, in a lot of ways, life is better now. We don't have to worry about hunting. We've got a shop that we can go down to, or we can set up our own shop selling our crafts and our wares. So it's not all gnomes that are against this new settlement. There's a fair few that have decided that they'll give this life their best crack. And there's a lot of people sitting somewhere in the middle as well. Not happy with the way things are, but accept things for what they are. The countries around Rolands Landing, which is really more of a city-state than the capital of a country, it holds control of the land around it, and especially the bay, with naval and military power. Their nearest neighbour is the city of Fusilla, which is a bit further away to the west across the sea. Fusilla is a much, much older city and used to have almost free access to this continent when they wanted to come this way for farming or, trade, lumber, any resources they wanted to take from this continent. They were fairly free to do so because there was no real military presence. Now with Rolands Landing set up, they're finding it very difficult to continue that trade. Rolands Landing claimed a lot of the land around it as theirs and defend it with their military and their navy. So Fusilla has been at odds with Rolands Landing for a very, very long time. There has been periods of open warfare, both naval and military. The most recent of these died down only about 80 years ago, and a sort of tense diplomatic agreement was made. King Roland III has only had one child, the Princess Charlotte, and a marriage was proposed between Princess Charlotte and the son of Facila's patrician. But Roland turned down the marriage, fearing that Facila would essentially use his daughter to make Rolands Landing another city of Facila, more or less, once a Facilan king was on the throne. This refusal was taken very badly by Facila. They considered themselves to be spurned, and diplomatic tensions have collapsed even further since this marriage proposal was refused. Where we start our game is just a few short days after the death of King Roland III, and the city is currently observing a month of mourning before his only heir, Princess Charlotte, is coronated as queen. With the diplomatic tensions high with Facila, the City Watch has been concerned about unrest and the potential for Facila to leverage and make use of that unrest, and so they have increased their hiring, and the four of you have, for reasons of your own, decided that joining the City Watch sounds like a pretty good gig, and with this current recruitment drive, have all signed up, put your names down, and showed up in the Illabar Watch House for your first day as new recruits to the Rolands Landing Polis Defence, the RLPD.
He said the name. We can all go home.
He said it. He said the title.
He said the thing.
Oh god.
Sorry.
So we open our scene in the fairly grimy and messy entrance to the Illabar District Watch House. You guys are standing, the four of you, in a line, hurriedly dressed in the ill-fitting uniforms that you've been given, all in the same sort of grey-blue colour. And you're currently waiting for someone to show up and tell you what the heck's going on. When you came in, a secretary or someone of that stature gave you some uniforms, told you to get changed and report back as soon as possible. And now you're all standing in a sort of ragged line. The secretary that gave you the clothing isn't anywhere to be seen at the moment, so you're all just kind of standing there, awkwardly next to one another.
So, you'll come here often?
No. In fact, I've only just recently travelled to Rolands Landing. What's your story?
I've lived here my entire life.
Hey, same.
Hey, how you doing?
Why haven't we bumped into each other before?
yeah.
City of
I wish I
Amelia.
knew. I wish I knew what you guys looked like, so I could differentiate these voices from the people standing around.
Nice segue.
Yes, great segue, lads.
Well done.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, guy that I am clearly talking to, describe yourself for me.
Why don't we go down the line and describe who these voices are that we're looking at. I'm going to go from my left to right. I'm going to assume that's the order that you guys are standing in, very rough, raggedy attention in the watch house. Mm-hmm. Beck, who are we looking at?
Josephina Swiftriver, reporting for duty. I'm a gnome. I was raised in Rolands Landing and I've lived here my whole life. Although, to be completely honest, I've only hung out in the gnome quarter, so you probably wouldn't have seen too much of me around the place. Don't ask any other questions about my past, because it's not worth it. Don't ask.
Well,
Don't ask too many questions. Got it.
I wouldn't. It's not recommended.
so you're asking questions? That's too many questions.
Got him.
Amazing.
And what about you next to the gnome? Short, but not quite as short.
Short, but not quite as short. I am Klaus Gunterberg, and I am a dwarf. I have lived in Roland's Landing all my life, and I have only but now decided to join the Watch. Not by choice, might I add. This is not my decision to be here, but someone's got to pay the bills.
It's a good attitude for your first day. What about you, tall, green, and ugly?
Oh, wow, okay. Hi, my name is Hadrig. I am clearly a half-orc, and I came here to join the Watch, as I decided I wanted to find a new calling in life. That's why I'm here. It's not very interesting, but hey, I'm just happy to be here. That's...
Just happy to
Yep.
be here.
I'm just happy to be here.
Nice.
It's my first day.
I just came here for the free uniform.
Yeah. I heard there was a free lunch.
Oh no, that comes out of your pay.
What?
And what about you on the end?
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you all. I feel something of a fish out of water, surrounded by folks who've been in Rolands Landing their entire lives. Let me introduce myself. My name is Gabriel Cartier. I travelled to Rolands Landing only a week or two ago, and I have a pretty simple backstory. I grew up on a farm, and my father taught me a few things about shooting a bow and arrow, and that's as much as I'll get into for now.
Mysterious.
Nice. So as you guys are standing there, sort of briefly introducing yourselves to each other, making some, just little statements about who you are and where you're from, a kind of harried-looking gnome woman comes around the corner, dressed in the same uniform as all of you, but a bit more crisp, a bit more, well-maintained. She's got long blonde hair done up in a bun behind her head, and she comes sort of not sprinting round the corner, but definitely seems that she's in a hurry. Oh God, I'm so sorry I'm late. Welcome. My name's Bernadette Arnold. You should probably call me Corporal, I suppose. It's a pleasure to meet you all. I'm so glad that we had some recruits come down. I was really worried that all the upper districts would get the good recruits, but it looks like we've got a fine selection here. I'm just so pleased that you've decided to take up the civic duty and join the Watch. It's a real pleasure to see such young talent. And she sort of goes from one person to the other down the line, sort of straightening out your uniforms a little bit. She, tucks in your shirt where it's sticking out, smooths, brushes some dust off the lapels. So why don't you all tell me a little bit about yourself? Why have you decided to join the Watch? She looks to you, Rosefina. It's great to see more gnomes in the Watch. We could really use, some more people who really know what it's like there in the gnome districts.
Yep.
It's okay, nervous. I understand. I remember my first day. It was definitely nerve-wracking. I understand how you feel. It's okay. Don't worry. We're gonna make you feel right at home. If there's anything I can do, please just let me know. It's okay. You come out of your shell. She moves across to you, Klaus. And you, strapping young lad, what brings you into the Watch?
Somewhat of a calling, I would say. I'm just happy to help, and I wish to lend my hands wherever I can. I didn't really want to join the church, so I thought that what better way to help the community would be than the Watch.
Oh, that's very noble of you. The church, the Church of Lathander, would that be?
Ilmatar.
Ilmatar. Ah, yes, of course. I should have recognised the symbol. My mistake. Well, it's a pleasure, absolute pleasure to have someone with such a high moral standard join the Watch.
Pleasure to meet you as well.
And what about you? Such a large, strong-looking gentleman.
Yes, hello. I actually came from the Church of Ilmatar.
Oh.
Yeah, we probably know each other, but I looked at Klaus. I'm like, we've probably been in the same church.
You do look familiar somewhat, but
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think I've seen you
ever
around.
spoken to you.
No, it's odd that we've waited this long to speak. But
Oh, brother.
yeah, no, brethren, best friends for life.
What are you doing here? What are you doing here?
What are you doing?
Oh, I go to church on Wednesday nights. What time do you go to church?
Oh, I live at the church. That's what I'd. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were a Sunday sort of man.
No. But I'm here. I decided I wanted to do what I can for the city. Working at the church, you can only help so much, and it's going to be looking for a nice change of pace. And seeing what I can do to serve the city, ma'am. Thank you for having me. I'm just happy to be here.
It's my pleasure. I assure you. It's been so long since we've had some new blood and such enthusiastic, gentlemen such as yourself.
Raising eyebrow.
And
New
oh no, she's a vampire.
Fresh blood.
Hang on, let me just change the twist at the end of.
Yeah, we figured it out.
Deletes 50 pages of story. Well, starting again.
Yeah.
Start from scratch. I do worry we get a bit stale here with our thinking sometimes, so it'll be really good to see what new energy you bring. And what about you, young lad? Are you sure you're old enough to join the watch?
I am. Good day, Corporal Arnold. My name is Gabrielle, and I'm here to serve a purpose and do what I can for the watch and the best interests of everyone here.
Well, that's great. That's what we're all here for at the end of the day, right? We want to make a difference. She sort of looks over her shoulder. Not like she's scared, but definitely kind of worried, and then she kind of leans in towards you guys and a bit more quietly, almost conspiratorially says, the sergeant will be down soon. He's lovely once you get to know him, but he is a bit, what's the word? Old-fashioned, maybe. He's a bit shouty, and he can be a bit mean sometimes, but he doesn't mean it. He really doesn't. He's sort of from a different time, I suppose, and sometimes that comes out. So just take him with a pinch of salt, and once you've proven yourselves and he sees that you're more than just coming in for, the paycheck at the end of the day, he'll warm up to you for sure. Don't take it too hard. That's all. Very quickly after this forewarning, from a staircase on your left, you see a door up on a balcony, sort of above you guys on a second floor, open and slammed shut behind a very large and intimidating looking half-orc with greying hair, slicked back, and he turns and, without saying a word, starts marching down the stairs towards you while giving you all a pretty hard stare as he comes down. As he's coming down the stairs, Corporal Arnold looks over. Oh, Sergeant, I was just inspecting the new recruits. They're all dressed and ready for duty. Great batch we've got this time around. It's really great. I'm very excited to work with them. Still saying nothing, the large half-orc comes and stands directly in front of you, stands at rest and gives you all a very long, hard look up and down. You feel like he's really sort of burrowing into your soul. After what feels
Just
like
looking at us.
after what feels like a minute of just this awkward silence, as Bernadette kind of looks from you guys up to him. Says, well, fresh meat off the street, eh? Be interesting to see how long it is until you guys drop out like the last batch. Bernadette kind of almost flinches as he starts starts talking. Well, I guess there's no use for it. We need all the men we can get at the moment. For all we know, Facilla will be on our doorstep next week, and if you were sorry a lot of the best we've got to put in front of them, I guess you'll have to do. You, short one, on the left. What kind of combat experience have you got?
I'm nimble, I'm fast, and I know how to use a dagger.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Sort of makes a point of looking down at you, you feel. And what about you? Next to a dwarf.
Yes, sir. I'm not much of a fighter. I'm here to offer my services with magic, sir.
Of course you are. Great. That'll be very helpful. He gives Bernadette a glance. The corporal sort of looks up and shrinks back from his gaze. Next in line, he looks at you, Hadrig. Well, looking at the size of you, you look promising. What about you? You good in a fight?
Sir, yes, sir. I have the ability to tap into my god and do some holy things, sir. I'm also pretty talented with a halberd. Yes, sir. I'm just happy to be here, sir.
Sir.
Another religious nut, eh? Well, I don't mind who you worship as long as it doesn't get in the way.
I don't think you can say that anymore, sir.
He sort of does a double take. What? Look, I'm the sergeant around here. I say what I can say. Understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah, right. What about you on the end there? You good in a fight?
I give
You look a
sort
bit
of
skinny.
a quick salute. Archer, Sergeant, longbowman.
Ah, well that might be of some use. Maybe we can teach you how to use a crossbow though. Longbows aren't standard issue you'll find in the department, but I'll take what I can get. At least one of you seems to know how to use a weapon of some description.
Yes, sir.
As he's sort of finishing up this dressing down, I suppose, the door that you saw the sergeant come out of opens again, and a woman dressed in full plate steps out. As the door closes behind her, the sergeant looks up and says, "It's the captain. Stand to attention." You all jump to various degrees of attention. Some of them better than others.
My chest is so puffed out.
As you guys are all
Gnomes can only go so high.
sort of frantically jumping to various levels of attention, the woman calls down, "All right, Sergeant, that's enough. I'm sure you've given them an earful." And she starts walking down the stairs. As she does, she says, "You'll have to forgive Sergeant Boris here. He's a little set in his ways. A military man, you know how it is. Once they drill that sort of thing into you, it's hard to drill back out sometimes." And Sergeant just stands at attention without sort of paying much attention to this. As she reaches the bottom of the stairs, "Well, it's a pleasure to meet you all. I'm Captain Jacinta Noble. I'm the captain of the Illabar Watch House. I'm sure that we'll have much, many long years of camaraderie ahead of us, but right now I'm a little busy, so we'll have to make this quick, I'm afraid." She pulls from behind her a holy book. Would any of you like to make our first rolls of the game with a religion check to see if you recognise the book?
Ooh, yes. The religious nut would like to make a religion roll. 18 in total.
Nice.
Wait,
You recognise this as the holy texts of Lathander.
That's the holy text of Lathander.
He opposes all
Guys,
right-handers.
she's a heretic.
She must be burned at the stake.
Alright, so it's tradition for us to go through this whole spiel, make you recite this whole speech, but look, just put your hand on the book and tell me you're going to do everything in your power the betterment of Rolands Landing and its inhabitants, that you're going to try and protect the people, and we'll call it a day. I don't really want to go through the whole speech, if that's all right with you. Starting from the left, she steps in front of you, Rosie, and holds the book out for you to place your hand on. So, all I need from you, Rosie, is to look me in the eye and tell me that you're going to try and defend the city and its people, treating all people equally and treating them equally under the law.
I, Rosefina Swiftriver, will attempt to treat all people equally if they deserve it, and all people equally under the law if it is just.
She raises an
Thank you, good
eyebrow
night.
as you add your little annotations to the vow.
Don't worry about it.
Well, I suppose that'll have to do. She reaches behind her to a desk and picks up a billy club and hands it to you, and also holds out a copper piece for you to take. You take the billy club and the copper, and she says, "Well, you've signed up now. I hope it'll be for the best." Next, she takes a step to the right and stands in front of you, Klaus, holding out the Holy Book of Lathander. And you, sir, you swear to do all in your power to uphold the law of Rolands Landing and all its people?
I do.
Good.
Where's my ring?
A ring?
No.
Who's getting rings?
I'm Klaus.
It's getting married to Haydrake, right?
Oh, Klaus!
Just that quick. They thought this was the courthouse. They just came here to get their marriage license signed.
I do.
Sorry, guys, I'm a little confused.
Took a wrong
Marry
turn.
the
Is weddings upstairs or is that next door? She nods, hands you your billy club and copper piece, and steps in front of Hadrick. And you, young sir, holds out the book.
I will do everything in my power to uphold the peace and make sure the citizens of Rolands Landing stay safe, sir, ma'am. I do. I'm sorry. Yes. I'm just really happy to be here.
You see sort of the corner of her mouth, sort of almost crack a little grin for a moment. She puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "Calm down, son. It's don't have to be quite so excited. We'll see how quickly that enthusiasm lasts, shall we?" Hands you your billy club and your copper piece.
Hey.
And lastly, hang on, where'd my notes go? Panic. She steps in front of you, Gabriel.
Mm-hmm.
Holds out the book. Last but not least.
Yes, Captain Noble. I hereby swear to do everything within my power and on my honour to protect the citizens of this, of Rolands Landing, and to protect the law and uphold it where it is necessary.
She nods and sort of, her gaze lingers on you for a little bit. She just sounds like you've got some good discipline, young man. I'm sure that will come in very in handy your time in the department. And hands you your billy club and copper piece. She takes a step back and gives you all a final look and says, "Well, you've all taken the King's copper now. You're all officially hired by the city. Although I suppose that'll be the Queen's copper before long. Things are a bit rough out there on the streets. Most of you lived here. You know that things aren't always pleasant on the streets of Rolands Landing, especially here in the lower city. But we're going to do everything we can to make it as good a place for as many people as possible. with that, I will leave you in the very capable hands of Sergeant Boris Chaplin and Corporal Bernadette Arnold, and I'm afraid I must get back to my paperwork. Officers, and then she turns and starts heading back up the stairs.
We're in now, boys.
We're in.
Ooh, I can't wait.
When can I stop saluting?
Wait, you were saluting?
He's just been
Just the
standing there
whole
saluting
time.
the whole time.
I've been saluting this entire time.
Let it go, man.
Sergeant Chaplin
I'll,
says,
like-
drop that arm!
I'll nudge Hadrick, like give him like a bump on the ribs with my elbow.
Yes. Okay.
Alright.
Oh.
Sorry.
Sergeant Chaplin says, right, well, that's enough niceties. The four of you are in for a rough time, but we'll get you beaten into shape, or we'll see you wash out. One or the other doesn't bother me. I just want to make sure I've got people who are tough and can handle these streets in my watch. First things first, we're going to see if you guys have got the chops for the kind of investigation work that this job entails. It's not all fun and games chasing thieves through the streets. Sometimes you got to come back here and do the hard work. Come with me. And he starts leading you guys through the building towards sort of some back rooms. You walk past quite a few desks, chairs. A lot of them have got paperwork strewn over the desks. Half-empty cups of what you assume was coffee. But the department looks pretty empty. You haven't seen anyone besides the secretary who didn't introduce themselves earlier, the sergeant, the corporal, and the captain. So either everyone's out on patrol or there's no one else in here. But as you guys are led round into a fairly open area, there's a woman sitting, a sort of old woman sitting at one of the desks. She seems to be sort of unsure, shuffling through some pages. And as you guys walk into the room, Corporal Arnold goes and sits opposite her at the desk. And Sergeant Chaplin turns around and says, right, this little old lady here was robbed not long ago. And since we had to come and do all the niceties with you guys, she's been sitting here while we wait to get answers. In those two rooms behind you, and he gestures to two doors in the walls behind you, are the two suspects that we've picked up for this crime. I want you guys to split up into pairs, head into those rooms, and come back with an answer for who done it.
Yes, Sergeant Chaplin. Hadrick, you're with me.
Okay, Gabriel.
Come on.
Well, I guess it's the two short ones together then, eh?
Would you like to rearrange those teams?
No, I'm not here to hold your hand.
I'd like to see if height's really a big factor in this. So I say let's go short team.
Short team sounds good to me.
All right, short team, you take the door on the left. Normal team, you take the door on the right.
High five, normal team. Let's go.
Hey, you know what? I'm still a medium.
But sir, I'm a medium-sized class.
I'm a short medium, alright?
God.
I'm on the taller side of short. Okay, don't worry about it.
You guys give me some initiatives, and we'll work out whose team we're going to see first.
Okay. I have a 17.12 on initiative.
Ooh, I rolled
I
a
have
2.
7.
12.
Nice. Well, we're going to go with the highest individual roll, so that will be Hadrig's team.
Oh, let's go.
We're going to see
Carrying the
first.
team here.
The paladin and a half orc blasting out this initiative. Let's go.
You guys head over to the door on your right. From where you're From where you're standing, the door is just set in the wall. There's no windows or anything. When you open the door and head in, you see it's a very, very small room. A single desk in the middle, with 2 chairs on your side of the table, and on the other side of the table, a single chair with a very sort of rough-looking man sitting in the chair with his hands manacled to the table. He's got sort of shoulder-length, dirty blonde hair. He's wearing a black cloak with the hood up, and he doesn't look up as you guys enter the room. On the window on your right as you enter the room is what appears to be a mirror set in the wall. You guys head in, close the door behind you, but the figure at the desk doesn't seem to look up or stir or notice you've entered at all.
You, Hood. Oh wait, should I be letting the initiative go to Adric?
I know.
No, you guys are together.
Go. Yep. We're a team, man. We're team normal team. Let's go.
All right, Hadric. I sort of pull him aside and give him a whisper in the ear. Hadric,
What?
do you know how the good cop, bad cop routine works?
Do you want me to be the good cop? I'm not good at being bad.
You be good cop. I'll be bad
Okay.
cop.
Alright, no worries.
That's adorable. I'm not good at being bad.
Yeah, that's sweet, isn't it? I turn over and look towards the gentleman sitting in the chair and I say, "You, Hood, what's your name?"
He sort of looks you up and down, and then just looks back at the table.
I take out my cudgel and I step forward. I asked you a question. I'm gonna intimidate.
Okay. Can I sort of back him up or just be like, I'd talk to him if I were you. He seems quite mean, and he can give you a nice jab to the ribs, I'll tell you that much.
You're still like massaging the sore on your ribs from out here.
Great, give us an intimidation check.
Very well. 9.
I'll let you, Hadrig, make a persuasion check since you're trying to persuade him into following
Sure.
Gabriel's command.
That is a 3. I rolled a 1.
Natural one.
Oh no.
The man at the table, they're just, it's a 3.
Nope.
See how it's red?
It's a 1.
You just hear a honk come from behind the mirror, just
God.
The man at the table looks up, looks you both in the eye, sort of smirks, and then just spits on the floor at your feet.
Well, that's not very hygienic now, is it?
Okay then, Smith, if that's what you wish to be called. You have 2 options here. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. And trust me, if I were you, I would pick the easy way. That lady out there, what happened?
Give me another intimidation.
God, here we go. Oh no, 8.
He looks up and says, "What old lady?"
Come on, we both know what we're talking about here. You think I don't know the full story? I'm just here to get a confession, and trust me, if you hand one over, we can make this real clean. You'll be out by nightfall.
Heard that one before.
I bet you have. You got a life of crime behind you?
We're going to smash cut to Team Short. A few moments after seeing Hadric and Gabriel enter the room on their right, the two of you move towards the room on your left. Opening the door, you see a room very similar to the one I just described. However, this time the mirror is set in the left-hand wall. As you enter and close the door behind you, you see chained on the opposite side of the table is a gnome with black hair, sort of tousled short black hair, in a sort of dirty brown looking cloak. Looks like anyone you'd see on the streets in this part of town. Sort of not well dressed, but kind of scruffy clothes that they probably had for a few years. As you enter, he looks up, says, "Oh, finally some company. Have you come to take these off? And he sort of shakes the manacles at you.
Not yet, my lad. We just have a few questions for you that we'd like to ask.
Oh, sure. Come in. Take a seat. Please. Welcome. I'd offer you a drink, but again, and he starts tugging at his chains.
I would love a drink, but unfortunately I'm on the clock and I'm also not that thirsty. Now, we can make this quick or we can take a while and maybe you'll be thirsty. So let's just cut to the chase. We've got a little old lady out here and her bag has gone missing. And we're just wondering if you knew anything about it.
Oh.
Can I interject and break the fourth wall a bit here? As my counter short part is speaking,
No.
can I do an insight check onto the gnome?
Yeah, sure. What are you trying to determine with your insight? What would you like an insight into?
Because I'm looking at the insight sort of check in the book at the moment. So I guess what I'm trying to figure out is his intentions more than anything else. So it's like he's talking all nice and friendly, all offering us a drink, but is that what we're actually hearing here?
Okay.
Is this real?
Yeah,
Is he genuine?
for sure. Give me an insight check.
All right, let's. So
13.
that is an unnatural 20.
Oh, an unnatural 20.
Oh wait, no, sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing.
Wow.
Hang on.
If you click the actual skill, you can. I think it adds your bonuses automatically, doesn't it?
Yep.
I couldn't. It will. Give me 2 seconds.
That's okay. We'll take this roll. I'm not going to make you roll again. But
19.
math is
That
hard,
was off.
and we can
Math is
we
hard.
can make the computers do math for us. We tricked rocks into thinking for a reason.
Let me see. Let me see. Okay. So if I click insight, it's 19.
Okay, it's a very good roll. You're sort of trying to suss out this guy as he's sitting there, talking all friendly, and I mean, he seems like a genuinely friendly kind of guy. He's definitely got a charisma about him, but he also is giving off a kind of nervous energy, kind of like when you're nervous, so you talk too much and you start sort of rambling. You're kind of getting that vibe from him a little bit. So, as much as you suspect he is a pleasant, or charismatic enough person, you do get a sort of sense of nervousness about him.
I touch. Gunter, that's not it. What is it?
It's Klaus.
Klaus?
Klaus.
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 Gunterberg is my
I want you to do that
surname,
in character.
and Mr. Gunterberg is my father.
That's my father.
Hey, Gunter?
I am Dr. Gunterberg.
I'm sorry, just... Anyway, I touch him gently on the shoulder. I think he's hiding something. I just say under my breath. He's talking too much for someone to be quite that innocent.
Surely he's just nervous. Now, young man, have you got anything in your pockets that you would like to bring forth? Is there anything that you would like to tell us?
Well, I did until that friendly large gentleman that picked me up emptied them. I had, I think it was 3 silver and a handful of coppers. I had my lucky ring. He took that from me too. I didn't get a receipt either. Could you make sure that I get that? That's my lucky ring. That's all. I don't want to lose it. Without my lucky ring, I'll be unlucky. But other than that, they patted me down pretty thoroughly.
Don't you worry, we'll get your ring back just in time. And I'm gonna wander over to the corner and is it Beck? Yours is was it? What's your character's name?
Well,
Mr. Gunterberg?
how the turntables.
Yes.
Do it in character.
Tables.
Do it in character. I want to see you
It's
guys
probably Gunter.
try and explain to this guy you're interrogating why you don't know who each other are.
Anyway, I just quietly
You took
say,
away my character sheets, Kai. And I couldn't see their names anymore. You took them away from me. Rosafina? I was like, it starts with an R, and I was like, is it... that was actually going to be my guess.
Roger.
Rosie for short.
Rosie for short. Rosafina. I mean, if that's your name. I think that's what I heard earlier.
If that is your real name.
If that's your real name. What have you done with the handbag?
Actually, that's a question I want to ask. It's breaking the fourth wall. Never mind. I just realized I've forgotten I don't know what we're looking for. The lady's been robbed, but I don't know what she's been robbed of.
It's a shame you guys didn't ask for more information.
Pay it.
Yeah, I'm starting to think we probably should have talked to the old lady.
Well,
We're gonna
Definitely should talk to the old lady.
Yeah. What was that, Beck?
Oh, I was gonna defend myself, but that's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay, we're gonna jump back to the other team.
Hey, Drake. Listen,
Yes.
come here. I pull him in for another powwow. Hey, Drake, you got a last name?
Not technically, no.
Okay.
It's a long story. I can explain later.
That's alright, that's not relevant. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to maybe try and get at this guy at a different angle, okay? What I'm doing is
Okay.
clearly not working.
Yeah.
See if you
alright.
can butter him up a bit.
I'm on it. I'm your man. I'm your orc. Your half orc. I got this. Alright.
I'm your man. You're half man, technically.
Yeah, you're half man. Half man, half orc. So I sit down at the table across from this rough-looking man, and I'm like, "Hello, sir, Mr. Sir. My name's Hadrick. What's your name?"
That gets a raised eyebrow. What a coincidence. My name's Hadrick too.
It's twins.
Come on, don't give us that bull crap. What's your real name?
Feel free to give me an insight check if you like.
Oh, okay. Like his name actually is Hadrick.
Yeah, I named the NPC before you guys submitted your character names, right? I wasn't going to change.
18 for insight.
18. There's no way his name is Hadrick. He's clearly just being a dig.
Yeah. Just cooperate and things can go much smoother.
Look, why don't you just let me out of here? I got no idea what's going on, all right? I don't know anything about no old lady. I'm just walking down the street, minding my own business, when that uppity little gnome woman you got working out there drags me in here, no reason, sits me in this chair. It's ridiculous.
Well, let's start at the start of the day. What were you doing before the gnome lady, the nice gnome lady, brought you in?
What, you want me to start at the start of the day? All right, I woke up, I took a shit. What else would you like to know?
I mean, keep going. Keep. Yeah. So you woke up, right? Step one. Woke up.
Are you writing down that I took a shit? Jesus. Where do we get these
Step
people
two.
these days?
Took a shit. Yep. Go on.
Look,
Parentheses fat.
Good work, Hadrick.
Yep.
look, I spent my day hanging around in the market, buying, selling. I'm a businessman, all right? I was doing business. There's nothing illegal about that, is there? Making a few dollars?
No. And what business were you doing?
What do you mean? Same as anyone in the market. Selling, buying.
He was probably taking little old ladies' handbags to use in his own profiteering business, weren't you?
Look, I don't know anything about no handbag, all right? I haven't even seen that old woman before.
I don't believe I said anything about a handbag.
What?
I have no doubt.
You didn't say anything
Very
about...
interesting. That's very interesting that you're bringing up handbags. I don't recall Gabriel talking about a handbag. I wasn't talking about a handbag.
He looks from one of you
What do you know
to the other.
about this handbag?
Are you
What?
kidding me?
Are you stupid or just incompetent?
I don't know, Hadrick. What am I?
This is just a confusion interrogation tactic.
Has the interrogator become the interrogatee?
Listen here, Mr. Nonsense. Unless you can come up with a good excuse as to why you did not steal anything from that little old lady, you're going in the slammer regardless of whether you're innocent.
You want me to prove that I didn't do something? I don't think that's how this
Yes.
works.
Give us something to work with.
Look, I spent my day in the market. You can talk to my friend John. He'll vouch for me, all right? I spent all day with him until that gnome woman grabbed me.
John who?
John Smith.
I've heard that name a lot of times before.
He lives down on
You're not
Pigeon
telling-
Street. Go and find him.
Pigeon Street. Very well.
Look, here's the issue. Here's the issue. We don't have time to go see your friend. Because the thing is, you're gonna stay here while we go find this John Smith. So we're gonna be knocking on doors. We're gonna be spending a lot of that time, and you're still gonna be here, right? You're a businessman. You've got places to be, things to sell.
Too right, I do.
You don't have time. You don't have time to sit around here and wait for us to eventually find John Smith, right? So, like, you can speed up the process by having a chat to us, answering our questions truthfully, I might add. And we can help you out here. We can figure out what's going on. Maybe you were involved, but it's all a mistake, right? Maybe you didn't mean to steal it. Let's just figure out. Let's work together. Let's be a team, right? Let's work together and figure out what's gone wrong.
Give me a persuasion roll. And I'll tell you what, do it with advantage, because that was very convincing. I want to tell you what was going on.
Okay, so I'll do 2 persuasion rolls. So the first one's 15,
Not bad.
and the second one's 12.
So 15.
Yeah, 15.
He sort of sighs and goes, all right, look, I wasn't with John. All right, he had to babysit today. I was by myself. I haven't got an alibi. What do you want from me? I don't know the lady. I couldn't have stolen anything from her if I don't even know who she is. And we'll cut back to team number 1.
Short
Team number 1, short team.
I turn to Klaus and I simply say, I'll be back. And I about face and I walk out of the room.
Oh, bye. Nice to meet you. Where's
Don't you worry.
Where's your friend
Don't you
going?
worry your little neck. She'll be back in a minute.
Oh,
I'm sure she just has to duck out and she'll be back. But in the meantime, you can tell me, what's your perfect Sunday?
oh, what? Sunday. Well, it's Tuesday, isn't it? Right. Well, I guess like any day, I would like to have a bit of a sleep in. You know, not much of a morning person.
And is that what you did today?
Myself. Yes. Whenever I can, sleep in. I do like a good sleep in. And then I was just walking around town, you know, catching some nice fresh air, or as fresh as it gets around here, so close to the river. And then I went and got a coffee. It wasn't a very good coffee, but it was cheap. You know, you can't have everything. it was cheap, but it was coffee. You know, it's what you need in the morning. And then I went to work. No, I didn't go to work. I went to the market, and I was having a look around the market, just having a wander. You know, just killing some time as you do.
And is this when you were apprehended?
Oh yes. I was at the market. I was looking at a stall. Had some lovely jewellery, some necklaces. It was very nice looking jewellery there. And that was when I met your large friend out there with the uniform that matches your uniform. I assume he's your friend. I didn't mean. I mean, he's not. I don't want to insult him if he's your friend. He was just a bit abrupt, let's say. Very short. Not short like I'm short. Short like in the way he spoke. He was a bit short with me. If that makes sense?
Short
Does that
like
make
you and
sense?
I.
Well, I mean, even you're not that short compared to, you know, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Beck,
I'm not worrying about it. It's fine.
Rosie, we're gonna cut to Rosie out in the hall.
I head over to the old lady. She's sitting in a chair, isn't she?
She's sort of sitting in a chair. She's got a handkerchief in her hands, and Corporal Arnold is sitting opposite her, occasionally sort of patting her hand and comforting her. You can't see Sergeant Chaplin anywhere.
Okay. So I walk over and I'm very just like, it's a very retail walk. I'm like, hi, how are you doing? I understand this must be a very harrowing situation, and I promise that everybody is trying as hard as they can to figure out who's behind it.
She looks
But
up
if
and
you-
sort of dabs her eyes as she's, oh, thank you. I've lived in this city all my life, and it never used to be like this, you know. It was so much nicer when I was a girl. You could walk the streets without being accosted, you know, by these rapscallions that are everywhere these days. It's terrible. It's terrible what's happened. And now with the king dying, I suspect it's only going to get worse. I worry that his daughter isn't up to the task of stamping out crime in our fair city.
I know, it's such a worry, isn't it? But, ma'am, what's your name?
Oh, my name is Rachel.
Well, Rachel, if you don't mind, I just have a few questions I'd like to ask you, just so we can really get to the bottom of it. Is that okay?
Oh well, of course. I mean, the nice lady here, Bernadette, was it? She asked me some questions earlier, but please, anything I can do to help.
So, have you seen the two men that we've apprehended?
No, not yet.
Well, that's fine. Don't worry about that for now. But would you recognize who robbed you if you were to see them?
Well, they came up from behind and I sort of got pushed over, but I think I might.
Did you hear them say anything as they came up behind you, or was it just very silent, very sudden?
Oh, it was all happened so quickly. I remember walking down the alley. I was leaving the market, and then I heard footsteps behind, but by the time I turned around, I'd already been pushed over. And then while I was on the ground, I looked up just in time to see them getting away with my bag.
Well, what stalls did you visit in the market before going down the alleyway?
Oh, nothing too fancy. I just needed some food for the next few days. I got some apples. I got some oranges. I got some bread from that lovely bakery that Mr. Gilbert runs. Does wonderful rye loaf. Well, I think that's about it. Just a few odds and ends.
He does make really good bread, though, doesn't he?
Oh, are you familiar?
I've lived in the city my whole life. It'd be silly not to know Mr. Gilbert.
Oh. Does Rosie really know Mr. Gilbert?
No.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Okay, well, I thank you so much, Rachel. I'm so sorry this happened to you, but I promise we are working really hard to try and figure out what's gone on. But just before I go and go back to my very important police work, is there anything that you can think of, anything at all, that would help us in finding who robbed you?
Well, I think it would probably be the gentleman who has my things.
Wow.
Got him.
Good one. Sick.
Discernment plus 100.
Yeah.
Just to make sure we don't rob anyone of their things, what was stolen from you exactly besides your bag?
Well, it was...
What was in the bag?
Well, it was...
Maybe.
The food that I'd purchased, along with what was left of my my stipend for the week in my coin purse.
So, it would have been a few coins. Probably not a lot. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Rachel. And I turn around and I walk back to the room.
And with that, we will go to a little chat break. Look, our timer ran down. Ooh. We've been keeping good people waiting.
Oh my god. How much...
We can talk to
We got so many good chats and so many good jokes in the chat, and I was like, oh no. I try not to read them and like giggle.
Yes. Also, thank you for the biddies and the follows and stuff, by the way.
Yes,
guys.
thank you all very, very much. Let me just go through. What have we had here? We had 100 bits from _65. Thank you very much for those. Let me try and expand this a little bit so I can actually see more than one thing at a time. Crazy Gaming, thank you for the follow. Beef resubscribed. Thank you, Slippery Beef. Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
And a situated
Yes.
Kurt
Also
with his
very good
500
to see
biddies
you.
to start with. It is. I feel like it's been a while since we've, or at least I've been in a chat with Beef. But thank you for joining in, guys.
I do feel really bad that I'm not looking at chat at all, but I'm also just like, I know if I did, I would get too distracted. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
That's fair.
I trust that Tom is keeping chat entertained like the dancing monkey that he is.
Dance, monkey.
Tom's gone. Tom's just like, I'm watching Lord of the Rings again.
that's
Chat's
entirely
entertaining
possible.
themselves.
I just loved
Yeah.
Beef's. He forgot he took shit. Caught in the lie.
I was like, damn it, I can't laugh, but it was so funny.
That was very
Yeah.
good.
Crazy
Oh my
Gaming,
God.
welcome. I mean, thanks for
Sorry,
the follow and
I've-
also welcome to the chat. I think this is, according to Twitch anyway, first time you can jump to chat. So welcome, very, very warm welcome. We are Nerds of the West. Just banged my mic, sorry for that.
Oh, my
Playing.
ears!
Sorry, future me editing the audio for this.
I cry.
Every time.
So welcome to Nerds of the West. I'm Kai. I am DMing our little D&D session here. From top left, we've got Beck.
Hello, I'm Beck. I'm playing Rosevina Swiftriver, a gnome rogue.
And then we've got Lachlan up the top right.
Hello, I am Lachlan, and I am playing Klaus Gunterberg, a dwarven cleric.
Down the bottom left, we have Reese.
Hello, I am Reese, and I am playing the half-orc paladin, Hadrig, Child of Ilmater.
And bottom right, we have got Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm playing a human archer called Gabrielle Cartier.
Hell yeah. So if this is your first time on the channel, we are obviously playing some D&D 5e today, and it's our very first session, so it's a good time to jump in and be up to date from the word go. But we also do board games, we do video games, we do Magic the Gathering, we do all sorts of cool, nerdy things like that. So if you're into any of that stuff, make sure to check us out on some other nights when we have a wide variety of people doing things. And we are hoping to get back in the studio and do some board gaming very, very soon. When we can make that happen safely. We are very excited.
Yes.
Battlelord Basil, welcome on in. How are you?
Batlord Basil!
Oh, Batlord, not
name.
Battlelord. Batlord Basil. Now I'm just picturing like Basil Brush with like bat wings.
I know.
Sick. Also terrifying.
And for those wondering, the other half, I'm half orc, so one half is orc, the other half is also orc. So I'm a half orc. I'm like Professor Whiskers. I have the body of a man and the face of a man and the tail of a man.
Not really sure which part is a man.
You're like half red orc, half green orc, so you're just a brown orc.
Yeah, I'm a brown. I'm half human, half orc. By the way, that's
Yep.
Yeah.
The traditional,
Nice.
the traditional mix
yes.
of orc. How are you guys liking this first little stint?
This is
You guys
cool.
like your
It's
digging
good.
it.
I'm super keen. Also,
I-
thank you
underscore
for another
65?
100 biddies.
Thank you.
Thank you, underscore.
Oh,
Let's
thank you.
go.
I'm always a big fan of like not just combat right away.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be like, right, let's get you into it. Combat.
Into the fighting pits.
yeah.
We encounter some goblins.
Straight in, and he was like, here's some key information, and I was busy looking up spells, and it's just like, shit, I got most of that.
There will be a
It's
quiz.
a bag.
There
It's
will
a
be.
bag.
Meanwhile, my head is off with the fucking fairies. I have no clue what got, absolutely no clue. And at that point there, I was like, I need to ask. It's like, what was actually stolen? But that is metagaming. And I try really hard to not metagame. So I just owned up to it. I was like, I've got no clue what we are looking for. So you know what? I'm gonna go figure out that, and then we'll make it look like we're just trying to find some stuff out. Don't worry about it. Don't ask questions. Don't worry about it.
I had that moment of as soon as we walked into the room and shut the door, and then Gabrielle started talking. I'm just like, oh, we should have talked to the old lady. We should have.
So this is my thing. I felt like we didn't get a chance to just turn around and be like, hang on, I want to talk to the old lady, because that was the first thing I wanted to do. It was like, figure out who's done what, and then you were like, you're going into that room, you're going into that room, and I'm like, I want to go talk to the lady, and it's like, off you go!
Look, all you had to do was say, excuse me, Sergeant Boris, let me do things the way I want to do it.
I'm trying not to interrupt. I don't want to interrupt.
I'm the one in charge here, Sergeant.
This is my interrogation room.
I'm but a lowly foot soldier. I'm a boot. I have no authority to be like, fuck you, Sergeant. I'm gonna go talk to the lady over there.
Yeah.
We literally got hired
You
5
can do
minutes
anything
ago.
you want. You have the freedom of choice.
Yeah.
You just don't have freedom from consequence.
Beck, it's the game where you can literally do anything.
Well, I mean, I left.
First, yeah, I'm gonna shit in a fountain. Let's go.
I left an interrogation without so much as a whisper. So there you go.
Scrolling through chat, seeing what else we missed.
I was gonna say, should we take a quick break?
Yeah, absolutely. This is everyone's opportunity to go wheeze.
Yeah.
Get a drink.
Alrighty.
Get some
I
chips.
need to eat some food. I have chippies.
Because I gotta go find a fountain. Not gonna lie.
Jesus Christ.
I wish I'd cut back just in time for you to hear that
Yeah, I
that
was
line
worried
from
you
Chris,
had.
but oh well.
I can repeat it if you like.
Pass.
Hard pass.
All right, we're back, guys. Thank you for being patient. As I'm sure you guys know from any D&D
Waving.
you've done, pee breaks are important.
Fountain's achieved.
Oh no, chat went away when I went into the break thing. That's something else I'll have to fix. I should be making a list.
It resets when you change scene.
Yeah, I feel like there's a
No,
setting
you
that
can
I feel like I set that to not do that, but maybe when I changed the size of it again, it broke, possibly. So that's the thing.
Did someone make a luminous scene that just flashes between red and blue because the watch is the police department?
Maybe.
Rolands Landing
My
Police Department.
green one is stuck.
Oh no. I've only got the one,
Classic.
so anything that's like too light colors doesn't work. So I think any of the like colors, like plural, like if I do, not in that chat, in this chat, like if I do blues, I think it just goes to like, well at the moment it's just off. I just killed it. So I don't know.
It's dead. It's gone.
It's dead, guys. We killed it.
Darkness.
Darkness consumes
Darkness.
me.
Darkness.
Just blue's fine.
Invisibility. All I see.
Absolute horror. I cannot live. I cannot die. Talk to myself. But in my holding cell.
Guys, we're a metal stream now.
We interrupt this
yeah,
D&D to
we're
bring
also
you a
back.
Metallica.
Chat isn't coming up on screen at all, so I don't know what's going on with that.
You've broken chat.
I've
Okay.
absolutely murdered chat, apparently.
Oh.
So that's something that I shall have to fix. at
Chat has been silenced.
some point.
Silence of the chat.
Chat is dead. Long live chat.
Silence of the chat.
Veil
Rip
chat.
I'll have a quick look, see if I can fix it. But
Just try turning it off and on again.
But guys, how have you been enjoying our first D&D? Well, not our first D&D stream, but like our first of the series,
The Watch.
the first of the watch.
Yeah,
we
I wasn't
are
sure if anyone had said
Watch.
the title yet.
Yeah, we're policeman officers.
yeah, I mean, I went with RLPD, so Rolands Landing Polis Defence, so that you guys can shout anything
Wait,
PD
it's
when
not-
you
RLPD.
It's not
Police.
Roland's
RLP.
Landing Police Department?
No, you guys aren't police. You're members of the Watch. What are you talking about? Police don't exist.
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
Polis Defence. Alright.
You're the Polis Defence.
What?
I think it's pronounced police.
Police.
The Police Defence.
So good, awesome.
Red Jesse says it's so good.
Thank
That
you.
was just so good,
thanks,
Ron.
Jess.
Hi Jesse.
Love
Jess.
you.
I thought the title said RIPD.
PD.
It's ripped because everybody's gonna die.
Rest in police department.
I haven't seen that movie. What is it? It's is it Ryan Reynolds?
It's Ryan Reynolds and who's the old Jeff Bridges, and they are dead cops trying to catch loose spirits.
God.
It's a trip.
I mean,
It's a trip of a movie.
as you do, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah. Shall we just jump back into it?
Yeah,
friends?
for sure. I was trying to work out why chat was not playing the game, but you know what? Maybe it'll work on the other scene. I don't know how Streamlabs. I don't know how
Fingers
Streamlabs-
crossed.
It's
Knock on wood.
Famous last words.
Here we go.
it'll be all right on the night.
Drum
Okay, someone say something. Let's see if it
Hel-
works.
Something.
Hello?
Hopefully
Hello,
my-
can you hear me?
Kai's
No,
mic
not
is
you.
We're saying
again.
nothing.
Yeah, wait, man, what's going on?
No one.
Hello?
They probably can't hear me either.
Hello.
Nah, it ain't coming through.
Nah, it's broken.
Tom, fix it.
That's very strange. I can't tell you why that is. It was working. It was.
It was
Yeah,
working
just a
before.
moment ago.
I swear this never happens.
Refresh.
You might also have to reset the timer as well.
Yeah, the timer I can reset. That's easy.
Which is
Uh,
Well,
it's super weird. I had please waterboard the gnome.
Oh, wait, you weren't talking about me, the token gnome of the group. Okay, we're
No,
good.
the one that we're interrogating.
Oh no!
I'm not gonna waterboard the gnome. I already have a strategy in place, alright?
I was.
That's a bit extreme.
I'm just waiting for the chat now. It's like,
Bucket?
no, I meant Rosie.
Oh boy. Just walk out. Wow, I really thought we had to waterboard that guy.
This reminds me of the scene of like Archer, where it's like, "What? You didn't do your training for waterboarding?" He's like, "No, I never did." It's like, can't be that bad. You didn't do your training for waterboarding? Oh God, please never let me do that again.
Hey, there we go. Look, chat's back.
Oh, chat's back.
Trans back!
Well
Alright,
done.
guys, do me a favor and just say everything you just said again. Thank you. Oh, did you fix it? I
Okay.
was messing about and I thought I fixed it, but apparently it was Tom.
Oh. Tom's just got to take that away from you.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm professional. I worked it out, and then he just had to take that.
Actually, I
from
worked
me.
it out.
I'll have you know that I'm the professional streamer, not you.
Yep. I'm also the best looking member of Nerds, and my dad works for Nintendo, so.
Wait, really?
My uncle worked at Nintendo and he told me if you press B in time with the Pokeball shaking, it increases your chance of catching the Pokemon.
I heard that shit
Yeah, obviously. Doi. If you didn't press it fast enough, then they would get out.
yeah.
Obviously.
Everyone knows that.
Come
All
on,
right, guys, we
you're-
have an hour to find out who stole the handbag.
Alright.
All right.
Alright.
Rosie
Settle
has
in.
just gone to have a speak to the old lady. Have a speak? Have a talk?
Speak.
Have a speak.
I'm doing a speak.
Still works.
I went and had a speak with him, and has come up with a bit more information, and is heading back to her room. Is that right?
I realized before I head back to my room, I just have a quick word with whomst ever is talking to Rachel. Is it Corporal Arnold?
Yes, correct. Corporal Bernadette Arnold.
Okay, so I just, as I'm walking away, I just kind of like stop and I'm like, so I just kind of like, damn it, and I turn back towards Corporal Bernadette Arnold, and I say, Bernadette, where are the effects of the gentleman that we have brought in?
Oh, I believe the sergeant put them in the lockup. If you head through that door down sort of wall there to the left is the lockers. You must have put them in there.
Beautiful. Thank you so very much. I could continue on my own, but should I collect anybody on my way? Just breaking the fourth wall a bit here. Should I involve anyone else in this, or should I just keep going?
That's up to you. Do you
I was
roll the
like-
glory?
I was
you know
like,
what? You
let
know
me
what?
just check my watch. Josephine has gone to a very far away fountain.
I think she may
Alright.
have quit.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm sure Klaus has got it. So I
You just left me in here with this random.
as I'm walking past the rooms to go to the locker room, whatever it is, I just stick my head in. I'm like, give me another couple of minutes, and then like it's only my head that comes through the door though, so it's about like half a meter up from the floor. So I just stick my head in, and I'm like, I'll be another couple of minutes. Just keep vamping for me, and I like close the door behind me.
Keep vamping for me.
Vamping.
The gentleman you're speaking with, Klaus, looks from the door to you, Klaus, and goes, well, I mean, hopefully, maybe they caught the guy. Do you need to go, or are we good? What's the play here?
Well, if I leave the room, then you'll just be here by yourself. I'm just here to keep you company, is all.
Oh,
I mean,
yes,
you can stay
nice,
here chained
lovely.
and talk to yourself for the next hour if you'd like. And I could go find out what she's up to, but I'd like to keep an eye on you. So I think I'm going to stay right here.
Oh, sure. I didn't get your name. Did I? Did you give me your name?
I did not. But I also didn't get your name.
Oh,
I think
well,
we're at mutual impasse.
I don't think you asked, actually. I'm Perry Smalls, and he goes to shake your hand, but immediately his hand is like jerked at the end of the chains holding him to the table.
Pleasure to meet you, Perry Smalls. I am... What is our rank?
Boot.
I mean,
Private.
Recruit? or
Yeah.
Private?
constable.
Grunt.
Constable? I am Constable Gunterberg.
Oh, pleased to meet you, Constable. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I hope we can meet under less depressing circumstances next time.
I hope to, once we get to the bottom of this.
And smash cut back to Team B.
I believe that's Team Normal.
Normal.
Team, couple of normal guys, just doing
just
doing normal things.
Couple of normal guys.
Just a couple of cool normal cats.
Couple of cool guys.
All right. So let's start off from the start again, right? What is your actual name? I would like to know your name so I can refer to you by your name.
I don't think I have to tell you that.
Well, I mean, I'm a cop. You do have to tell me that. That's
It's the law.
that's part of the job, brother. Like, look,
Give me a persuasion
work
roll.
with me here. I don't even know why I'm doing persuasion.
I mean, you're just trying to convince him non-aggressively to cooperate, right?
7.
Nice one.
Bob.
Oh my god.
Okay, Bob, if that is your real name. Listen here, I'm not going to go hightailing around town looking for any John Smith on Pigeon Street, and I'm sure as hell not going to sit here and listen to your bullcrap. I want to get home to my family after we're done here, so you can speed things up now, otherwise, and I get my cudgel out and start hitting my open palm, otherwise there will be consequences.
All right,
He'll
intimidate
do
me,
it
baby.
Please God, higher than a 10. Okay, 16.
Oh,
That's pretty good. He can sort of see your patience wearing thin as you start advancing on him with your billy club. He goes, "Look, I'm telling the truth, Bob. Robert, fine, Robert. Call me Bob, please. I hate Robert. My dad always used to call me Robert."
Messing with
Well,
call
your
him
dad
Bert.
probably knew what 2 ways about getting you into the right stride, and it seems that hasn't gone to plan, has it?
What are you saying, huh? You saying my dad didn't do a good job of raising me, huh? When he threw me out?
Maybe
I
I
mean-
am, Robert.
well, all right. Let's maybe calm down. Robert, can you tell me more about your dad?
What? What do you want to know about that alcoholic piece of crap? Huh? He threw me out when I was 6. All right. on the streets to fend for myself. You know, it's tough out there for a kid.
And when was the last time you saw him?
That day, haven't seen him since.
Yeah, how long ago was that?
Oh, I don't know, 15 years?
And have you been on the streets since then, or have you?
I mean, we do what we can, make ends meet, you know? I've got a place now. It's not a mansion like you lot probably live in on your fancy government jobs, but it's enough for me and the missus and the kids.
I mean, look, man. I'm gonna be real with you. I just started today. It's my first job.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah. So. But anyway, so you got a wife and kids?
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
most of us do.
Yeah. I'm not most, but sure. No worries. Yeah. And they're doing good. Kids doing well in school. They're getting there.
School. Yeah, sure. You're not from around this part of town, are you?
No. I don't get out much. let's put it that way. Look, I know it's been tough. I've heard it's been tough with a lot of people. So look, I don't want to ask what your business is, because that's none of my business. But how well is business going?
It's been better, but
Yeah.
you know, I'm scrape enough to get by, keep the family fed.
Yeah.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Are you making like doing like a honest living? Is like working hard?
As honest as what you're doing
If
here on,
if
on
you're-
your first day.
If your dad was here now, would you be happy with what you were able to show him off and be like, I did this without you, Dad? Is that
If my dad
is
was
that-
here right now, we'd be lucky that I'm cuffed to this table, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Listen, Bob. I know I came across as a bit of an asshole there, but I too haven't seen my father in a long time, so I know where you're coming from. I mean, times are tough as it is, and with the king's death and tensions rising, I understand that it can be difficult on business. Look, if you took the handbag, just tell me. Maybe we can work something out.
What, like, you work out, oh, this guy confessed, throw him in prison. You guys don't
doesn't
care
have to
about
be
who
like-
done it, you just care about ticking the box on your paperwork saying we caught the guy. You want that success rate, don't you?
No, Bob, not at all. I in fact want to make this place a better place. You said it yourself. I don't know much about what happens here. I've lived a very sheltered life, but I don't want you to be put away, and I don't want your family to be affected over what could have been just a silly mistake, a moment of weakness that you found yourself upon. If you tell us what actually happened, we can help you and we can move from there. And I will do my best to make sure that we make sure that you just are back out on the streets and trying to be a changed man. That's all I want.
Listen
And that's
to him,
me
Bob.
being honest.
What a rousing speech. Give me a persuasion roll. No, I'll let you do that with advantage because it was so well. Not that you're gonna need
So,
it.
19 on the first one. Hold on, I might get a 20 on this one. Oh, damn it, that was close. That's a 14 on the second one. So 19.
Bob sort of sags in his chair a little bit, rubs his face. He looks from you across to Gabriel. Are you still standing, Gabriel, over him?
Yeah, standing.
He sort of leans across the table a little bit towards you, Hadrig, almost trying to get, not away from Gabriel, but like he's trying to address you as opposed to Gabriel.
Yeah.
And he says, look, it's hard to feed, the family sometimes. And, occasionally you just got to put food on the table however you can,
Yeah. I know. So what happened?
look, I saw the loaf of bread, all right, sticking out of this bag, and I thought, no one's gonna miss a loaf of bread, right? I mean, and I went to grab the bread, and I don't know, I guess I was in too much of a hurry. I bumped into her, and she went down, and then I just kind of panicked, I guess, and you know, I had one hand through the bag strap, and I took off, you know. It's not how I wanted it to go down.
I understand. I turn to Gabrielle and I go, what's the asking price of a loaf of bread these days?
Well, not a lot. But
It's probably a couple of coppers.
Is
Yeah.
Is that's sufficient for a confession, isn't it? Well, Bob, you've done the right thing today, and you should be proud of yourself. I'm going to go and open the door and call out.
As you're
Corporal
heading
Arnold.
towards the door, let's just cut quickly to Beck as she's heading towards the locker room. Or Rosie, I should say. I should get into the habit of calling you character names.
Yeah, true.
I think you've got your mic muted, Beck.
I do. Thank you for reminding me. It's while I fuck with shit, so I don't make a lot of stupid noise. Anyway, so I'm closing the second room's door behind me after sticking my head in, and I carry on towards the room that Dorothy, because we're on a first name basis now, the door has pointed out.
Hang on, you're on first name basis with who?
Yeah, what? Isn't it Rachel?
No.
It's Rachel.
No. What's her name?
The woman you're on a
Corporal.
first name basis with?
Corporal.
Corporal is not her first name.
Damn it. All I've got is
Bernadette.
Corporal Dorothy, so I've clearly gotten something wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm
Where
sticking
did
with
you
it.
get Dorothy from?
I don't know. I just wrote down Dorothy, so you know her name's Dorothy now. Get used to it. Anyway,
My name is
I'll
Rachel.
change my
Dorothy.
notes.
I am not talking about the old lady. I am talking about Corporal. What's her face?
Corporal
Arnold.
Bernadette Arnold.
Bernadette.
Bernadette
There it is.
Arnold.
Anyway, her name's Dorothy up until she corrects me.
That's hilarious. The name's
Well, thanks,
Corporal
Dorothy.
Arnold, but you can call me Bernadette. Okay, Dorothy, nice to meet you.
Yeah. It's just how I remember names.
So I'm heading to the lockup that Dorothy has so kindly pointed out for me. To find the effects of the two gentlemen that we have in custody because they've been pat down and all of their stuff has been taken.
You head into what is essentially a locker room, you know, like you would see at a gym or a changing room, something like that. On your right are a bunch of lockers labelled with names. A lot of them have been scratched out and other names written under them. Some scratched out with no new names written underneath them. On the left, there's 3 lockers which look exactly the same as the others, except that someone has painted pretty roughly in red paint evidence across all 3 of them in one big block. All 3 of them have got the keys hanging from each of their respective locks.
I begin. I reach. Well, I say, where are the keys hanging in this case?
They're hanging from the actual locks of each locker.
Okay, so I don't need to collect the keys, but rather I turn them.
Yeah, they're sitting like in the actual locks. All you have to do is turn them and open the door.
Right.
Probably
so
not
I
the
start.
best security you've ever seen, but
Yeah, but look, Rome wasn't built in a day. We'll rework the system at some point. Anyway, so the first door on the left, with the big E and V on it, I turn that key and I open the door.
yep. Inside is a sort of macrame-looking bag of some description, which is sort of heaped in a pile in a corner of the locker on the right, and then on the left is a small leather pouch, which when you pick it up jingles slightly. Rummaging through the macrame bag, you see that it's pretty much empty except for an apple that has a couple of bites taken out of it. The flesh starting to go brown.
Okay. I mean, my own logic sort of dictates that this is probably Rachel's bag, because she did say that she had bought some apples out at the market. Trying to decide how badly I want that pouch.
Oh no.
Wait.
I just pick it up and I'm just like, no, stop. And I like put it back.
No,
Back.
bad Rosie.
No.
Bad.
Bad.
Slaps the wrist.
Bad Rosie slaps the back of the hand. No. And I put it back and I close it and I move on to the second locker with the I, D, and E smack bang in the middle, and I turn the key and I open the door.
The center locker is completely empty.
And I can't even be bothered closing it. I just move on to the last locker.
Just leave it hanging
Yeah.
wide open.
Yeah.
In the third locker, give me a perception check.
All right. Perception. What? Nope. 6.
You open the third and final evidence locker, and you sort of give it a quick glance, but after having seen the empty one that you opened first, you're kind of half expecting this one to be empty, so you glance at it, looks empty, you close the door.
All right. Well, trying to see what I have. Fair enough. Well, that proved to be... I go back to the first locker. Are there not any labels or anything on the bag to say who it came in with?
No, there doesn't appear to be any labels or paperwork of any kind.
What kind of evidence is this?
I guess we weren't told that we were working at a fully functional police
The
station.
hell kind of rinky-dink operation is this?
Yeah, so I like to think that I've like opened it to look for this label on the bag. I can't find it, and I'm like, what on earth? What in Rolands Landing is going on here? And I slam the locker shut.
Look, it's the same kind of Polis Defence house that would take 4 fresh meat off the street and throw them into an interrogation on their first day, I suppose.
Anyway, so I toddle back off to my room, having gained some insight. So I go back through and I just like slip back. Like I knock briefly on the door. I'm just like, and then I just like slide in. And,
No sooner has the door to your interrogation room closed than the door to the other opens and Gabriel sticks his head out.
Corporal Arnold, we have a confession.
The corporal goes from comforting the old lady and looks up to you at the door. Goes, "Oh, really? Well, that's great. I'll fetch." And she's cut off as Sergeant Boris comes out of a door a little further to the left than the interrogation room that Team Short were in. And he comes out and goes, "Confession? What, from your guy?"
Yes, Sergeant Chaplin. The suspect has confessed. My witness here, Hadrig, heard everything.
Really?
Sir.
Well, he sort of comes to the door and opens it and stands in the doorway. Well, tell us, what do you got?
Sir, I believe our friend here, Bob, may have had a lapsed moment of judgment and attempted to steal a loaf of bread from this poor lady. But I have determined that this it's not out of malice, but out of survival.
Oh, so he didn't break the law out of malice, did he? Did he know
If I
that
may-
stealing was a crime, or do you think he didn't know that little fact. He sort of glares at Bob sitting at the table, who's gone back to just staring sullenly at the table.
If you ask me, Sergeant Chaplin, no crime is something forgivable. Everyone has their way and their place in the world, and something like this, although petty, is a crime nonetheless and should be punished.
I think the word of the law probably agrees with you, Gabriel. Well, let's fetch the others, let them know that you guys were successful. And he wanders over to the other door and bangs on it a couple of times, which you guys team short and they're here. Right, come on out.
Well, all right then. I guess
All right.
we'll go figure out what's going on. I was just trying to. I mean, we'll see what's going on. You just sit tight. Don't even worry about it.
All right. I guess I'll see you guys soon. But all right, take care.
See ya. And then we toddle out, I guess.
Yep. So you guys head out to see Hadric and Gabriel standing at their doorway, and Gabriel's looking kind of, I guess, accomplished. Is that the right word?
Yeah, I'm like standing with my arms crossed, sort of like looking both accomplished, but also I have this kind of like spiteful kind of smirk on my face.
Okay. What about you, Hadric? What's your kind of demeanor like at the moment?
Upset.
I think
Yeah.
I'd like to think noticing the two demeanors, I just give Gabriel like a withering stare.
As you guys come out, Sergeant Boris says, "Well, seems that your colleagues in the other room were more successful than the two of you." And he leans back and just sort of gestures to Bernadette, who's sitting over there with the victim, Rachel, and says, "Bring the woman over." Bernadette kind of helps the lady stand and brings her over. And Chaplin goes and stands by the first interrogation room, where Perry Smalls was sitting. He brings Rachel to the doorway and points at the gnome sitting there. Says, "Right, there's this one." And then he walks over to the other door and sort of gestures for Rachel to follow. Stands there impatiently as she slowly walks over. "And that one. Which one did it?" And she's like, "Oh, it was that man there. The bigger lad. He I don't think the other one probably could have knocked me over if he tried." And so
I roll my eyes.
Chaplin turns to you and says, "Well, it looks like you got it right, but you could have saved all that faffing about and that little heart-to-heart of yours in there if you'd have just grabbed the victim and asked him who done it. Sometimes the simplest solution's the right one. Keep that in mind."
Yes, Sergeant.
I know, Occam's razor, as they say.
Yes, Sergeant.
Well, we just came up
Reluctantly, I'm like, yes, Sergeant.
He turns to Rosie and Klaus. Says, "Was it all a waste of time in there, or did you find out anything that we should know about?"
No, sir, there was nothing. I think he's just been brought in as a suspect, but we didn't get anything. We came up short, my sir.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
he was particularly concerned about a ring that we took from his person. Called it his lucky ring, sir.
It's lucky ring, is it? Well, anything we took from him's in the evidence locker. You might as well go and grab that, since you know where it is.
Yes, sir. And I say, saluting, and I turn back and I walk.
As you head to the evidence locker to grab what you assume are Perry's effects, Corporal Arnold heads in. She sort of walks past all of you guys, sort of scurries into the room and unlocks Perry's manacles. Perry hops off the chair, rubbing his wrist. He goes, "Well, I must say, it's been a pleasure. No hard feelings. You have to explore all avenues. I understand. Don't worry about it. I'll just get my things and I'll go. Let you go. I'm sure you've got paperwork. I'll just be nice to meet you." And he sort of is like shuffling past all of you guys, trying not to get too close.
Like, back to the wall, facing everybody. Don't stab me. Don't stab me.
Okay, bye. Do you head and collect his things from the locker? Or what you assume are his things?
I do. So from my investigation, I know that the first locker is Rachel's things, minus the food that she bought. The second locker is completely empty. However, the third locker, I do think I probably gave it a quick glance, so I'll have another look. I'll have another look to see if I can find Perry's things.
Okay, so you're not sure which ones are Perry's. So give us a perception check as you more thoroughly scan, not scurrily fan, the the third evidence locker.
All right. Close my eyes. Try and get it.
No, you want to open your eyes. It's very hard to see with them closed.
10. I got 10.
You head back to the third locker, have a bit of a look, and you do notice something that you missed. It just looks like a little scrap of leather in one corner, like a leather thong. It doesn't look like anything special, but you do notice it.
Well, it could have something inside, I think to myself. So I
Yep.
reach in and I grab it.
You grab it, and as your hands close around, you feel that it's not all leather. There's something hard in there, and as you sort of pull it out of the locker and hold it in the light, you notice that it's an amulet, which the sort of metal, which is about the size of a 50-cent piece, is a symbol that looks like a broken anvil, like an anvil with a crack down the middle.
Huh.
You can give us a religion check if you'd like.
I shall give you a religion check.
Neat!
That's a nat one, baby! It's
That one. I mean,
Bad luck.
it is what it is.
What's
Doesn't look
with
like it's
my
worth
rules?
much. And based on what Perry told you of his effects, it doesn't sound like what he had.
Alright, well, not being familiar with it, I put it back in its thong, I tighten the strap, and I chuck it back in the locker. And slam the door behind me.
So aggressive.
Well, I have to make sure I close it. Can't leave it open. Poof. And then I walk back out, and I walk up to Perry, and I'm like, I couldn't find anything. No ring in there.
What? No, my I had my money and my ring. He sort of gestures towards Boris, who just kind of glares at him and quickly stops pointing. The gentleman who brought me in for questioning took my coin purse and my lucky ring. I need my lucky ring. It's very lucky for me. I didn't get it. I told you I didn't get a receipt. You didn't give me a receipt.
If I may, am I able to go? Can I go check the evidence lockers?
Are you asking?
Yeah. Like I'm asking, like Sergeant Boris. Can I go check the evidence?
Boris
lockers?
says, "Help yourself."
Please,
Sitting-
sir, can I have a look?
Anything that was in his pockets
Alright.
is in that locker.
All right. Cool.
You head over to the
Go over
door
to
mentioned.
Yep.
Uh,
I do the thing.
in the first locker, again, you find the macrame sort of handbag with a half-eaten apple, and
Yep.
on the same shelf, but on the other side, is a small leather pouch that jingles.
Yep. I grab the pouch. I look inside the pouch.
Inside the pouch is 4 silver pieces, 5 copper pieces, and a gold ring.
Cool. No worries. I tie that up. Can I look in the bag, in the macrame bag?
Yep, in the bag, there's nothing in there except for this half-eaten green apple,
Okay. Cool.
just starting to go brown.
Yep. Just leave that there. That's fine. Can I look in the other lockers as well?
Yep.
Tasty snack.
The second, again, nothing. The third,
Yeah.
maybe it's not quite in the same place as it was before once Rosie tossed it back. It's sitting a bit closer to the front now, not in the shadow back corner of the
Yeah.
locker. You say this sort of leather strap with something attached, but you can't see it clearly from where it is.
Yep. Pick that up and have a look at it.
Opening it up, you see the same thing, this sort of leather thong neck strap with a broken anvil symbol hanging from it.
Yep. Can I do a religion check on it?
Yes, absolutely.
Just pretty much do everything Beck did.
But better, 18.
Oh, for heaven's
That's an
sake.
18.
You recognize this as the holy symbol of Gelf Darkarth, who is a god of the gnome, or a gnome god. Not a particularly common god to worship, but he is known to be worshipped by some of the gnomes throughout the city, especially those of a less welcoming disposition to the human settlers. He is the god of the realms of revenge, so he's not the nicest of domains for a god.
Right.
But
No.
revenge and entropy, are his two domains. He's a chaotic neutral god, so he's not outright evil.
Okay. I'll grab the sling. With the amulet in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll also grab the bag as well.
Yep.
With the half-eaten apple. So I come back with all the things, and I walk up to Sergeant Boris, and I'm like, none of these were labeled. So what did you take off of the gnome, sir?
Well, there was two things in there. Labeling didn't seem like it was particularly necessary, but clearly with the big Ilmater-given brain you've got there, you've worked out that pouch there is his.
Yeah. Because there was, well, the bag. This is what my big brain's figured out, sir. So the pouch is his, the bag is the old lady's. Who's the sling?
I don't know which locker did you find that in?
That was in the left, the far left, the third locker.
Oh,
It had NCE written on it in red paint.
we haven't used that locker in. Well, I don't know. We haven't had enough evidence to fill those lockers in a long time. It's probably been sitting there for ages. I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay. All right. Well,
Give it to the
I'll
gnome.
hold
Hang on to it.
this
I don't care.
Okay. Well, pocket. Go over to the old lady and like, here's your bag, miss.
Oh yes, that's mine. I knitted it myself. See, I ran out of white yarn here though. I had to swap to yellow. You see, when I got to this part of the bag, I think it looks okay.
And then I walk over to Rosafina. Cool. Walk over to Rosafina and I'm like, I think you may have been looking for this.
Ah, cool. You can hand it.
Yeah.
What, are you afraid to touch him?
Alright. I figured you were dealing with the gnome guy, so, alright. Hello, sir. I've, like, squatted down to his level. I'm like, hello, sir. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thanks. Is that my pouch you got there?
Yes, here's your pouch, sir. I believe everything's in there.
He grabs it and sort of frantically opens it and starts like rummaging through the coins until he pulls the ring out and goes, oh, my lucky ring. Oh, he kisses it. Oh, thank goodness. I was, I didn't get a receipt. I was worried.
I just peek out from Hadrig and I'm like, you're lucky I didn't steal that. You're welcome.
Thank you.
There was no name on it. It's fair game.
I know.
Right?
I didn't get a receipt.
I know. How stupid is that?
Yeah. Well, it's been a pleasure. And he starts sort of backing away towards the door. I'll bid you all a good evening. And
Can I do an insight check on him? Because he just seems way too nervous for somebody that's totally innocent.
Yep.
I should have looked at the ring.
He's just a nervous guy. Perry, you stay out of trouble. Gnomes are strange, aren't they?
He's giving me a weird energy. It's a weird energy, and I'm reading the energy.
Look, I'm with Rosafina on this one. I'm getting some weird vibes from that guy.
Some weird vibes. 11. 11 insight.
you can't really add to what you felt earlier, but you still feel it, even though he's been exonerated for this crime. You still get the same feeling that he's very nervous.
Actually-
he wants to leave.
Just quickly, we've manually written 6 on my insight because I have expertise in it, but in Roll20 it says 11, so it should actually be 13 if that makes a difference.
Okay. I mean, it's still lower than your previous roll.
Yeah.
And so this is good enough to see that his vibe hasn't changed. Like, him being told he's innocent hasn't exactly he hasn't, like, gone, oh, whew, okay, well, that's all over and done with, bye. He's still like, oh, okay, see ya, I'm going to leave here as quickly as possible. Now that I've got my things, not hanging around. He still gives this real nervous energy. You get the same feeling that he's somewhat suspicious.
Can I do an insight check on the gnome?
Yep, of course.
Oh, for heaven's
17.
sake!
I'm just a bit of cop. I'm sorry, Beck.
Very similar. You feel like he wants to be out of here as quickly as possible. You did notice that the sort of relief when you gave him the ring was pretty noticeable. It doesn't seem to have brought him back from his nervous babbling and desire to leave, but there was a noticeable sort of wash of relief over him when he saw that the ring was there.
Yeah. Man, he really likes that ring, hey?
Maybe it was just, well, I mean,
his
it
lucky
was
ring.
It was his lucky ring. I will say that. He was speaking very highly of it. God, I could have stolen that bag.
Wouldn't you be
I'm
upset
like-
if you lost your lucky thing?
Yeah, alright. Whatever. I'm upset. It's fine. Let's just move on.
It's the weird vibe. The weird vibe has put me off. I'm in a bad mood now.
The weird vibes moved from the gnome man to just in general.
Just in general. Just weird vibes in general.
This. The whole room's off, man. We gotta.
Rosie, can
Gotta
you give me a
rearrange.
perception check real quick?
Yes, I can. Come on, baby. I'm just gonna go right across the screen, just full tilt. Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's okay. 13's not bad.
Just so.
As Perry Smalls is backing towards the door, everyone else's attention seems to sort of turn to the other gentleman whose name you haven't gotten yet. We know him as
Bob. Robert.
And for a moment, it seems that you're the only one looking Perry's way. And as he's backing up, he grabs the ring and he flicks it as though it's a coin and grabs it out of the air. And as he does, he winks at you and then quickly scurries out the front door.
Fuck. It wasn't his ring. It wasn't his fucking ring.
Dirty bastard.
A dirty bastard.
Wow, let's just get these assumptions out here, all right? Okay?
Because
He's a nice
every
guy, and
fiber of my
he is innocent until proven guilty, and we interrogated him,
Yeah.
and we're not here to unjustly defy this man, considering that we have already determined that Bob was indeed the man that we were after. If Perry so comes up again, then I'm sure we'll meet him in the streets as we do our job.
That's great. Does anyone wanna follow him with me? You wanna go just
I think we're.
check it out?
I think we're still on the clock.
Yeah.
Josephina.
Oh.
I think.
Oh,
And I
good.
believe that's police harassment.
Yeah.
I believe we are still employed on our first day.
As after
I
Perry's left,
hate gnomes. Fucking
You're a
shifty.
gnome.
You're a gnome.
the attention is now fully on Bob, and he's now sort of as you guys have been dealing with Perry and watching him leave. Sergeant Chaplin has gone and unlocked Bob from the table, and instead cuffed his hands behind his back, and sort of roughly leads him in front of you all. Says, right, well, that confession and the statement of the victim is enough for me. It looks like you're going to be spending a bit of time in the big house. I hope you enjoyed that apple and that bread, because it's the last good meal you're going to have for some time.
Sir, if I can interject, is there not some something else that he could maybe do. It was only an apple and a loaf of bread, after all.
I agree with my half-orc colleague. Surely, wasting taxpayer money on a man simply caught for stealing a loaf of bread and an apple could be rectified with community service that you don't have to pay for.
Well, even if it was just a loaf of bread and an apple, the law is the law. But on top of that, he took the woman's coin purse. That money's all this poor old lady has to live on. She sort of nods like, oh, yes, that has to last me the rest of the week until I get my next allowance. See, my daughter, she makes she's still working. God, oh, bless her. She's a good girl, and she gives me enough money to get by week to week. But she doesn't have that much money. I can't go asking for more money. So this would be pretty detrimental. And the food is gone.
Hold on. One moment. So you said when I looked in the bag, there was just the half-eaten apple in there, right?
Correct.
So there's no coin purse in there?
No.
Well, so if there's no coin purse in there, where's the coin purse gone?
Well, where the criminal stashed it is of no consequence. The crime is the crime. If the victim would like to make some plea for sympathy, that's her prerogative, but if not, then we'll be hitting him with the book.
I turn to the old lady and I go, Miss, surely you can understand that the actions of this man is not normal. He is very apologetic and would like to make it up to you. If you could maybe make a plea to stop him from going to prison, we could maybe find another way to make things right without affecting too many people in this situation.
As you start sort of pleading his case, Bob sort of looks up from where he's been, again, sort of staring at his shoes, and looks at the old lady. He says, "Please, ma'am, I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to knock you over. It was an accident. Look, when I realised what I had, I dumped the bag. I just took the food and left the coin purse. It's probably still there. If you just let me, I can go and get the coin purse and return it to you. I just needed to feed my kids. I'm sorry." And the old lady Rachel says, "Oh, well, I guess if I could have my coin purse back so that I could get food for the rest of the week. See, because that's my stipend for the rest of the week. I need that money." He says, "Yes, ma'am, please." And he turns to you guys, offers as if you'll just let me collect the woman's purse. I swear I'll return it. And if I had the money to pay for the food I took, I would. But it's tough out there. I don't have the money. If I did, I wouldn't be stealing bread.
I look at the other officers and I say, what if we came with you?
Well, of course, I wouldn't expect you to let me go alone.
Yeah.
Didn't we just give the coin purse to little gnome guy and he's
That was Perry's coin purse. So that was his
Perry's
own coin purse.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then the old lady's missing her coin purse.
What Bob's saying is he ditched the coin purse when he realised he was in trouble.
Yeah.
I see.
Yep.
Alright, well, I would like to go with Bob to get the coin purse.
I would also like to go with Bob, but for my own reasons.
You murder him in a back alley.
I'm gonna go.
For the coin purse.
Stop resisting. So you sort of state this to Boris. So let me get this straight. On your first day as officers, defenders of the peace here in Rolands Landing, you want to take someone who has not only confessed, but then been confirmed by the victim to have been a thief, and you want to walk him back out into the streets. Is that right?
In
Sir,
chains.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
on my first day, I would like to attempt to rehabilitate someone to make this place a better place for everyone to live.
He takes a moment to look at Bernadette, who kind of looks back up at him and shrugs. Says, all right, I'll tell you what. You take him, find this coin purse, as if he hasn't already spent it or given it off to some lackey. And if you find it and the old lady's happy, then fine. Less paperwork for me. But if you take him out there and he gets away, I'll hold you all personally responsible. Understood?
Yes,
I
sir.
salute. Yes, sir.
Yes, Sergeant Chaplin.
Yes, sir.
Right. Well, you better get going. Your shift ends soon.
All right. Let's go.
Let's just make sure Bob has got some chains on his wrist.
Yeah, his hands are still manacled behind his back.
Beautiful.
Cool. All right, let's go quickly before someone else finds this thing. Let's try and get you off the hook, Bob. All right.
Okay, Bob.
Don't
Where?
screw me here.
Shush. Where did you put the purse, Bob? Where is it?
Well, I was only kind of lying about John. He does live on Pigeon Street, and I dumped the coin purse in the drain outside his place. I'll show you.
I'm supposing you did so in the hopes that John would stash the coin purse and you could spend it all later.
No, I panicked. I didn't know what to do. So I dumped it. I just happened to be
do
there.
a
Story.
Yeah,
Well,
can we do
I
like a
do
sense
an
motive?
insight check? oh yeah. Lachlan, go.
It's not even called sense motive, is it? I'm a big.
It's insight.
Insight.
Yeah.
Insight. 12.
12. He seems, as far as you can tell, he seems to be telling the truth about where he dumped the bag. Whether he did so because he just didn't want to be caught with it, or in the hopes that he'd be able to go and pick it up later, you're not 100% sure. Seems convenient that he dumped it somewhere that he knows or claims to know someone. But you can't be 100% certain that he did it nefariously.
All right. Well,
Listen,
let's
you three,
get to
I
this coin
know,
purse.
I know we've only just met each other, but I've already kind of sized you up and down, and a couple of you are a little sympathetic towards old Robert here. I should like to volunteer to be in charge of keeping him at our side, manacled and all, while you three lead the way.
I kind of lean in close. I'm like, I'm totally okay with that, but only if I can call him Bert.
Excuse me, what?
Why?
Bob kind of looks a little bit confused.
His name's Robert.
There's Rob,
Robert.
there's Bob, and then there's Bert. And I want to call him Bert.
Listen,
Look,
this
Cole-
man's
Grab his-
disgraced enough as it is. I think you should use his real name.
Look, I've
Okay,
been told
well,
worse.
we're
Call me
leading-
whatever you want.
We're also leading
grab
him
his shackles.
manacled through the streets. I think he can handle me calling him Bert for 20 minutes.
Guys, we knock off in 20 minutes. Can we get this done, please?
Let's get going. Hurry.
Yeah, let's go.
I grab his shackles and I head towards the door.
You guys
Come on, Bert.
head out the door. It's now late afternoon in Rolands Landing, and the first thing you notice as you open the door is the smell. Rolands Landing it's a big city, and this whole city is fed by the Illabar River, which comes into the city fairly clean, but is very quickly diverted into sewers, wells. It's used as off-run for tanneries and other industry, and very quickly this water becomes a thick and fairly putrid muck, and especially late in the afternoon like this when, it's reasonably warm, the sun's been on it all day, the smell is distinct. The three of you who have lived here most of your lives, or all of your lives, are used to it, but it's still, when you go from indoors to outdoors, it's still kind of a moment of, not shock, but there's a moment where it hits you, Gabrielle, being new to the city, you are probably not quite used to this particular perfume of Rolands Landing. But you sort of wrinkle your nose and get on with it. The watch house that you guys are in is in the Illabar district of Rolands Landing, which is on the south side of the river and fairly close to it. So sort of the lower city, as they call it, quite dirty and crime-ridden. And the watch for this area, as you've seen, the Polis Defence is not the most tightly run department. But quickly you're led through the bustling streets. Even at this time, there's still heaps of people going about their business to and from the markets, even as they're closing. Carts, horses up and down the streets, people dumping buckets from their windows. It's a loud, dirty and smelly place, but there's still, charming aspects to it. There's corner shops selling anything from coffee to sausages to knickknacks. The odd stall selling things like weapons and armour. All of it of questionable quality in this part of town. And a lot of it quite possibly from questionable sources. There's no shortage of pawn shops and people that would probably be called fencers if we were being honest, but legally pawn shops.
That is PAWN, you dirty-minded people out there.
I didn't say that.
No, they're prawn shops. They sell prawns.
The prawns, Mark.
Seafood.
The prawns.
Prawn shops.
Sell seafood here. That's what the smell is.
Yeah.
Cashies.
So Bob leads you a few blocks away and a few streets lower into the city towards the river before sort of gesturing towards what's little more than an alley, but yet it's got houses built up on either side. Houses is a pretty strong word for it. Hovels is probably more accurate. It looks as though some of them have been there built from stone and mortar for a long time. Others are made of scrap bits of wood smashed between two of those buildings in what would have been a small alleyway with a door slapped on it and called a building. There's practically no gaps between the actual structures at this point. It looks like some of the buildings have had second stories haphazardly added on top. Some of them are leaning at crooked angles. And the streets are very rough cobblestone, slick with all sorts of indescribable and unpleasant substances.
Any of them stitched together?
They're all stitched together.
Don't.
Gotcha.
What part of the city are we in? Because I'm
are-
looking at the map.
Looking at the map. So you guys are in Illabar. The area that you're in is also quite often known as the Burrows. The Burrows tends to refer to the slums right up against either side of the river. As a general rule, the north side of the river is a bit more upper class and a bit nicer, but right along the river it's pretty bad on both sides because right next to the river the smell, the disease, the dirt is just so bad that no respectable person who could afford to live elsewhere would or would live here. So while this area is technically Illabar, the Burrows is also a word used to describe it. So Bob gets to this sort of alley/street, nods his head and says, "Well, this is Pigeon Street. Do you want me to show you the pipe?"
Show us, but no funny business.
No, not.
He's
none at all.
in chains, Gabriel. What are you expecting?
And he's not a gnome.
Rosefina, do you know what part of town we're in right now?
Wow.
I'm sure you do.
Jesus Christ. I just sort of mutter under my breath, like, what the actual fuck?
I think I said Jesus earlier, but it would probably actually be either Seogen Earthcaller or Gelf Darkheart
Gel, Darkheart.
or Lathander.
Holy mother of Ilmater. What
Ilmater,
the
Lathander.
actual hell is wrong with you?
Bob kind of looks
Right.
a bit caught in the middle here, and he's like, "Right, it's just here," and he leads you a couple
Yeah, hey
of
Bob, show us the place.
doorways in. Out the front of one, of the wooden structures that looks like it's sort of been haphazardly nailed to the side of two other buildings. There's a broken piece of drain pipe. You can see where it was once connected to a gutter on the roof, but stops halfway down, and where it's broken off is laying on the floor next to it. Bob kind of kicks the broken piece with his toe and says, "It's in there. I chucked it in there."
Alright, moment of truth.
Hey, Drake, have a look.
Yep, I'm the one who let us here, so I might as well stick my hand in. Alright, so put my hand in the drain.
Here we go.
May I offer a suggestion, lads?
Yep.
What's that?
Is the pipe not sitting on the floor, or is it propped up against the building?
It's laying on the floor. It's laying flat on the floor.
Maybe just pick up the pipe and tip it.
So I go to reach for the pipe, and I actually pick it up and tip it.
Nice.
You're going to stick your hand in and Rosie's like, tip it, and you're like, nah.
I'm a genius!
Divert my hand.
Yeah.
To that angle.
I'll widen the grip.
You quickly change your motion and tilt the pipe and give it a bit of a shake. And it's probably a good thing you did. The first thing you see come shooting out the other end of the pipe is a large rat that probably only just fit in that pipe. He's a large boy. As it hits the ground, it's sort of stunned for a second, then looks up, gives you a bit of a hiss, and then scurries off. Following the rat, however, is a small brown coin purse, which lands in the slop with a plopping sound.
I just sort of chuckle to myself and I just go, girthy.
Jesus.
God.
Jesus. Get your mind out of the gutter. I go into the gutter and pick up the coin purse.
Pick up the coin
and
purse,
I open it up.
give it a little jingle and open it up.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Inside is 2 silver and 1 copper piece.
Cool. No worries. Tie it back up, and I'm like, sick. Let's, I think we've got 10 minutes before we knock off. Let's run back to...
Let's hightail it back
Right,
to the station.
You might have.
Bob says, are we done? Can I, you get these things off me?
Not quite yet.
Yeah, we still got to clear it. We'll get you back. Trust me, they'll be off of you by the end of the day.
Well, let's not make any promises we can't keep. This is the great city of Rolands Landing, after all.
Bob just says, I'm going to regret this, aren't I?
Well, you'll regret it a little less now that you've given over the coins.
I'll have you know, outside of game, I have little practical experience dealing with people in the outside world. Back in game, let's go!
Let's go!
You
back
guys
to the
quickly
watch
lead your way
house.
back to the watch house. The sun is now reaching the end of its trip through the sky and slowly setting. The streets still appear to be pretty busy and bustling though. You head back to the watch house, head on in, and you see Bernadette sitting behind the front desk, and Sergeant Boris is standing watching the door with his arms folded. As you guys come, Scarini goes, well, was he full of it or was he full of it?
I'm afraid,
we
Sergeant,
found-
he was telling the truth.
We found the purse.
And you've counted it? Is it all there? Or did he take a little off the top for himself?
What was the old lady's testimony as to how much was in there?
Or maybe you should ask yourself. These are the sort of questions you've got to get used to asking.
Yes, Sergeant.
Hey, Miss, how much was left in your purse?
You head back into the room. She's where you left her, sitting at the table, sort of wringing her handkerchief in her hands and sort of smoothing out her bag on the table. She looks up as you come in. I think I had about two silvers and change. I don't remember exactly. I try not to count it too much. But it gets me through the week, you know.
So 2 silvers and say a copper piece.
Oh, that sounds about right. I think so.
Yep, cool. I turn to Boris and go, it's all accounted for, sir.
Well, he
Give him a salute.
he reaches out and places the key to the manacles in your hand. Says, "This is your call, boy. If if you unlock him and let him go and he does something worse in the future, just remember this was your call.
Alright, so I walk over to Bob and I'm like, present me with your manacles, mate.
He turns around and sort of lifts his arm up where they're locked.
And I put the key in, and just before I unlock, I'm like, please don't make me regret this. And then I unlock the manacles and take them off of him.
Please don't do a murder.
Yeah. I really don't want to see you back here. Like,
I swear, look, I just had to feed my family. I'm sorry. I'll be more careful in future.
I would like to make a sleight of hand attempt to put my copper piece that I got at the beginning of this into Bert's pocket.
Oh. Who are you trying to hide it from? Bert, or from the others, or from everybody?
Everybody.
Sure.
So,
let's go.
full tilt. It's a red line, boys.
Let's go.
That's
Oh!
it's a 17.
17.
Because you've had to physically adjust them, and it doesn't work in Roll20, so it's a 17.
We'll work that out. 17.
Yeah.
You sort of snake your hand around while everyone's talking at an eye line that's above yours, so you are pretty unnoticed as you tuck a copper piece into the pocket of Bert's pants. And no one comments, so you can only assume that no one noticed.
Wasn't that your king's copper?
I think that was just our wages for the day,
it was
to be
just-
perfectly honest.
As far as
It
I'm
was
I'm
I thought it was
aware,
like
it's
an
our
initiation thing.
Yeah, I think it was like you've been paid now, so go to work. Like,
Yeah, it was
you've
kind
accepted
of
payment.
it's-
You are now employed.
Yeah, it's kind of a ritualistic initiation thing, but it was also money.
Yeah.
It's
fair.
here you go. You've accepted your first pay.
Yeah.
Now you're
You've
Welcome.
accepted your first bribe.
now you work for the crown, basically.
welcome to the watch, boys.
He turns to Rachel and says, "Ma'am, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just was doing what I had to do." And as he's saying this, he's starting to sort of back towards the door. He gives you all a nod and locks eyes with you, Hadric, for a moment. And just says, "Thank you. I won't forget the second chance." And with that, he
No worries, Bob.
turns and leaves the watch house.
I did it. My first rehabilitation.
Meanwhile, I sit in the knowledge that he did this out of desperation, and I'm the only one of us that gave him money.
Yeah, man, fuck that. I don't have that much money.
I believe in helping people, but also I'm not gonna go against what my job is.
Well, here's hoping.
Your boy's got rent to pay, alright?
Here's hoping we never see him again. Fingers crossed. Knock on wood. Not dead at the bottom of the river.
Knock on wood, his
And
family
Kai's like, all
doesn't
right.
get hungry again.
Reoccurring character. Plot armor, here we go.
Let's just add him to the BBG list.
Bob's gonna be that NPC that we all fall in love with by the end. Like, he'll die in, like towards the end, and we'll be like, Bob, no! Tears!
Our first NPC.
With that, Sergeant Chaplin says, "Well, I can't say that's quite how I expected things to go. Well, I did expect you to let the bad guy go, but not quite like that. Well, all in all, it could have been a worse first day, but it could have been a lot better. I suggest you lot take the rest of the night to reflect on things, get to know each other a bit better. The favoured drinking spot of the watch and the force around these parts is Drinking Dick's. If you head on down into
Just a great name. Just fantastic.
I'm sorry, can I get a spelling on that, please?
yeah, it's Drinkin, Drinkin,
Yep.
and then Dick's, like the abbreviation for detective,
Yeah, of course.
obviously.
Yep. Alright, cool.
Detective.
Drinking dicks. Got it.
If you go and see the bartender
Short
and
for
let him know your new recruits, he gives you the first one free. He's all right.
Yes.
Thank you, Sarge.
I just give myself a little fist bump because I don't have any money on me anymore.
With that, he
Oh no.
he turns, walks upstairs to the office you saw him come out of earlier, and heads in. As soon as the door closes, Corporal Arnold comes up and goes, "Oh, that was brilliant. That was so well done. You all did such a good job. You worked out who did it, and then you worked out why they did it, and then you made it all right. Oh, it was just... Oh, I'm so excited to have you guys in the watch. I'm so excited. Here. And she sort of gestures you towards the counter and comes back out and hands each of you 5 silver pieces. Just here, it's a bit of an advance, but I do the books, so it's okay. Don't worry about it. Just take this, go on, have a nice drink, but not too many, because tomorrow morning we've got you on gate watch duty, and it can be a big day. So have some fun, rest up, and I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning."
Bright
you,
and
Corporal.
bushy-tailed.
And with
Alright,
that,
we're rolling
everybody,
it.
we end session number 1 of Rolands Landing Polis Defence.
Yay!
Congratulations on successfully working out who done it, even if it wasn't the way that Sergeant Chaplin would have had you do it, perhaps. But you got to the bottom of it in the end, and not just that, but you worked out some motivations behind it, and what was the guy's reasoning. So well done.
Yeah.
Well done, guys.
Yay! Look, I just felt I
Oh God, what has
just felt
happened to
I had
chat?
Oh no!
We had
What
no
is-
chat.
Oh god.
Now we've got double chat.
Oh god!
Double chat.
Chat.
We love you guys. We don't love you that much.
Oh, it's just drinking dicks is doubled up. All right.
Dukes.
It looks like we got a raid at one point
Yes.
there.
Oh, we got
Thank
a
you
raid.
So,
We got a
so
few followers.
much. I'm going to go through the list now and see everyone that we missed. Ray Jesse subscribed. Thank you very much. Theatre Stud resubscribed for 28 months. Thank you, Stephen. We love you. We weren't ignoring you, except for Tom. He probably was ignoring you. Ardana, thank you so much for the raid. If you're still here, everyone that came in with Ardana, thank you all for joining. I hope you guys enjoyed the second half of our first D&D session there. I'm sure you noticed the timer. We were just trying not to break the flow and talk to chat too much, but we love you all guys very much, and thank you for joining. So Terrace, Ardana, Matt in the Hat all followed. Thank you. Theatre Stud cheered again. Thank you as always. LARP Strong Carter. I like that. Is that LARP as in live action roleplay? Nice. And Max Ninja Boss all followed. So thank you all so much. I tried to give you guys finger guns without saying too much as you followed, but here's some finger guns to make up for it.
I think for next session I will have a version of chat popped out, and it's because everybody else responded to chat except for me because I was in game.
Yeah, and I was
That's
trying to, but I was also talking a lot. So,
Yeah.
what did we miss in chat? Tom smells.
Yeah.
Fact.
Ardana rated.
Looking forward to seeing who you guys let go next time. Bro, that fucking gnome guy is... You know, Bob's not coming back. I know that gnome guy is coming back for a fact. Like, as soon as we rock up, someone's going to be like, this golden ring was stolen, and it's a ring of fireball. Smash cut.
We're just gonna be like, crap.
Wait, what
Johnny
race
Cash
was Bob?
Bob was human.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I missed that, and I only knew who what Perry was, and I was like, this man, Bob the blank.
Bob
is a guy.
the guy.
Bob the Builder.
Senor Bob, or Bert as he's affectionately known amongst the crew.
Didn't ask how big. Corsair's Cove.
become-
I didn't ask how big the ring was. That would have been a very good question to ask. You're a better
'cause it
detective
wouldn't
than our
have been-
detectives.
Wouldn't have been gnome size. Also, I'm just gonna say, it's our first day and they throw us into a proper interrogation. Like, just interrogate them. Oh, do you maybe
Mate,
want to
they're
like
short on
train
staff.
us?
They were short-staffed, man. What do you want?
Also, the credit where credit is due, it helps them figure out where we need work, because our first instinct was to go good cop, bad cop, and just ask random questions of the suspects instead of talk to the victim.
Nah, man, she didn't give us anything.
I gotta admit, I was a little worried that you guys were gonna be like, "Hey, lady, who did it?" And the session would have been half as long.
Just recognize it. Yeah.
But I also know that
I mean,
wouldn't have been my instinct. My instinct would have been, all right, let's go, good cop, bad cop. So I'm glad that you guys were on the same wavelength as me and just went balls to the wall straight away, because I was
Yeah.
hoping that was what you would do.
Poor
It was kind of like, all right, you open the door and
happen.
enter. It's like, well, I guess it's the situation we're faced with now.
Yeah. Sorry,
My
to
feet
railroad
carried
me.
me here, and now my mouth must do the talking.
Yeah. No, please feel free to interrupt me if I'm ever rushing ahead.
Yeah. Surely we can't just walk out of the room again.
Well, that's what I did. I was just
That'd
like,
be
I'm just
Rosie
gonna
worked it
duck
out.
out. I'll be back. But that ultimately resulted in nothing, because apparently I can't roll perception for crap.
Yeah.
I will say you did get a clue, right? The old lady got pushed over, and the thing that went through my mind, well, it's not the gnome, because the gnome wouldn't be able to push over an old lady.
Gnomes are not that small.
I mean, she could have
And
been
they
a
can
frail
be
old
chunky.
lady.
They can be stocky, you know.
Yeah,
My-
don't get me wrong. I'm only 3.5 feet and 55 kilograms, but still, 55 kilos can do a lot. All right.
Serious
That's
pushing power.
sizest. Oh, of course.
Especially with enough velocity.
Look,
I suppose
look.
so.
I'm just saying the short people interviewed the short person, and the normal people interviewed the normal person.
Look,
And you know
you're
what?
sounding a lot like
interviewed the
Sergeant
gno- I
Boris there,
interviewed the
mate.
gnome.
You're sounding a lot like Sergeant Boris.
I found out
no.
nothing. I didn't go to the locker. I didn't find any hints. I just had a chat with Perry. I came out of the room, and then you guys had already solved the case, and I'm like, well, didn't see what was in the lockers. Didn't know anything about Pouch.
I did feel a bit
Another
like
job
that.
well done.
That is why I checked back in to be like, does anyone want to come with me? And you did choose to stay in the room.
No, you didn't say that at all. You were just like, I poke my head in and I say, I'll be back in a second. And left.
Bye.
Yeah.
Ratio of all
and I
people, no size doesn't matter. Oof.
asked, Oh.
Oh, ouch.
Coming out. Coming in hot.
Or is that
It's
just because Stephen has a very small.
Wow.
Wow.
Anyway.
Wow.
A very small
Moving on.
drinking dick.
Bunch of low-hanging fruit at doing dicks.
I'm not going for the easy hit. I'm
Yeah?
going for the slightly higher
Yeah.
fruit.
You gotta go for the high-hanging fruit thing.
Yeah.
I still love you, Steven.
But hey, that amulet of Gelth Dakarath, right?
Gelf Darkhearth.
Yep.
Yep.
That's what I have written down.
Yep. That's definitely what you wrote down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely not a god that we
on.
spoke about during session 0 either. Definitely not. Or if I did, I definitely called him Gelf. What did you say?
Is it
Dakarath.
Gelf Daiquiri?
dark?
Yeah. Gelth Darkman. That's
Dark.
evil gnome god, but maybe not evil. We'll find out. ...
Dot.
Asterisk.
Dun dun dun.
He's just an angry gnome god. I feel like there's a difference.
Yeah.
Entropy
Not
and
evil, just
revenge.
misunderstood.
Yeah. I was actually reading up on D&D gods because it's not something I'm super familiar with, and it was a little bit tricky because, like, it feels like in different editions of D&D they introduce different gods and flesh them out to a different extent. So a lot of the gods that I've chosen for Rolands Landing, Lathander, Ilmater, Gelf Darkheart, and Surgeon Earthcaller, are fairly obscure. Kind of obscure. To some people, they'll probably not be, but there wasn't a huge amount of information out there for most of them.
Okay,
So
cool.
it was, you know, we're winging it. We're improvising some of that.
Yeah.
Of course, there's Cove. You can get a Gelf Daiquiri at Drinking Dicks.
Yeah. That you can. I wouldn't doubt it.
I'm gonna have to come up with a bunch of like themed cocktails, aren't I? Reese,
Yeah.
Reese, can you help me with that?
Yeah. We. I got like 50 bottles of spirits lying in my house, so I'm sure we can figure something out.
Yep.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
The cocktail guy.
How have you guys found things, chat? I know we've been ignoring you a little bit, and I apologise for that, but hopefully it makes the storytelling go a bit more smoothly. Have you guys been enjoying it so far? Are you hyped for session 2? I know I'm hyped for session 2.
I'm hyped for session 2.
I really
Looking-
enjoyed that.
I'm looking forward to it.
I did that classic thing where when you prepare for a D&D session, you can never prepare the right amount of content. You either prepare too little because the players blaze through everything you had prepared more quickly than you expected, or you prepare way too much and you end up with all this work done that doesn't get used yet. And I prepared a little bit too much, but that's the better way to go.
Yeah.
I think so. That's okay. I was worried that we were gonna go through what I had more quickly, but you guys did a really great job role playing and having conversations rather than just saying I do this, I do that. So that was awesome.
How funny would it have been if I went to the old lady and I was like, please come with me?
Then I
And that was
definitely would
my
have had to
first
fall
instinct.
back on the next section that was ready.
I was trying to find evidence because Perry was like, oh, I have things. And I was like, oh, maybe I should go look through his things to see if he stole the old lady's stuff.
Yeah.
But then there were no receipts, so I wouldn't have been able to tell anyway.
Look, there might be some things that need changing around here. You guys are the young blood that might be able to do that if you are so inclined.
We're going to be the cops bringing in the change.
Heck yeah. Always underprepared, then you have to make up bullshit, and that's when the magic happens. It's true. It's true. I had some notes written down for both Terry Smalls and
Terry.
Bob, last name you didn't get.
I like just quickly. I like how I couldn't remember a character's name. You made the characters, and you still got a character's name wrong.
Did I?
Yeah.
You called him
Yeah,
Terry.
you called him Terry. His name's Perry.
Oh, Perry, not Terry.
Terry Smalls.
That's fair. That's fair.
Give me shit. I'll give you
It's actually PT, like pterodactyl. Pterodactyl.
Terry.
Pterodactyl. Yeah.
All right, let
It's
me.
Perry, short for pterodactyl.
Or Terry, like P.
Hang
Terry's, Terry Pratchett. But I had notes for both of them, but not as extensive as we got into. So the improvisation is definitely the where things get interesting for sure.
And I will say, it's like this is going to be a constantly revolving door of us like improving on stuff and getting better at like finding a balance. So if you weren't overly impressed with how much we interacted with chat, it's something that may change over time. Like I mentioned, I'll probably have an actual version of chat open next week so that I can quietly respond to people.
Yeah. I'm hoping to improve the actual stream layout. Obviously, we had some jank with chat breaking. I'm still not sure why that was, but we'll try and avoid that happening again.
I will say,
the name labels up. We haven't done a name read since those people rated either. So I'm Kye. Top left, we've got Beck. Top right, we've got Lachlan. Bottom left, we've got Reese. And bottom right, we've got Chris. We're all nerds of the West. We don't just do D&D here. This is actually our first sort of full-length D&D campaign we're doing on the channel. So congratulations, you're here, episode 1. We also do board games. We do video games. We do Magic the Gathering. We do other things sometimes, like Punishment Jenga or Backyard Finska. We do all sorts of stuff. We're variety streamers who do a variety of things. So if you enjoyed this, please consider chucking us a follow, heading over to YouTube, seeing some other crazy nonsense we get up to. But I'll have the flags up for our names next time.
You can just see Beck like turning in her. She's like, "Why isn't nerd speech working?" Well,
Apparently the nerd speech.
Sky doesn't have it set up.
I've got chatbot open.
Yeah, but you don't have
Don't worry about
speech.
it. We'll talk about the technicalities later.
Yeah.
But thank you, Kai, most of all, for running it. It's been a long time coming,
Yes.
and we finally got this off the ground, and a lot of prep work goes into D&D. And we've all been like, let's start a D&D, let's start doing some role-playing and tabletop games. and no one wanted to actually put the hard yards in and start the campaign.
Both me and Chris ran one shot, so you shut your dwarf mouth.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, that was one.
That's true. If you guys enjoyed this D&D and you want to see some role-playing games around the table from back when people would get around a table and do things, head over to our YouTube. There are, I think, 2 one-shots by Chris. Is that right?
Yeah.
And one by Beck.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I did a Avatar: The Last Airbender one-shot over on YouTube as well. So if you have watched session 1 and you can't wait for session 2, you can head over to the YouTubes and check out those other 4, math is hard, roleplay episodes that we've got, and slake your thirst until next week. We'll be back at the same time next week, Friday, 6 p.m. Australian Western Standard Time. That's GMT plus 8. Math is hard. I'm not going to work that out for you, but I'm sure you can do it.
Yeah.
Work out what time zone we are in for you.
Google it.
Google is so
get
good.
sorted
Just
out.
Google it.
How good's Google?
So good.
Yeah.
What do people do before Google?
they just showed up late to
Not
everything.
existed.
They used to ask Jeeves.
Oh,
Gross.
Ugh.
The blast of the past.
Ew.
Disgusting.
Ew.
Yeah. No,
well,
done, Kai, that was
anyway.
awesome.
Thank you
Yeah.
again, chat. You guys have been awesome. I've loved seeing you guys chatting away while we're doing our thing. And where possible, I'm trying to reply in chat by text when I'm not actively talking or listening, but unfortunately that's not very often. Luckily the players aren't always interacting at that moment and can pop in and say hi. Thank you, Tom, who's another nerd if you guys are not familiar, for hanging out and chatting, dancing for the people. Dance, monkey. And thank you guys for making it and for being such great players. I couldn't ask for a better party. Very excited to see where things go with your characters and tragic backstories and all that. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, no.
And I say
Very excited.
we all give Kai a big round of applause because it's not easy being a DM and he's done very well. And if you're in chat and you have
Shucks.
finger guns, chuck him at Kai because it's not easy dealing with us and it's not easy getting everything like this sorted. So
Oh, you. Thank you. I enjoy it. I do enjoy a bit of DMing from time to time. It's good fun. So, if you guys have got any last words for chat,
words.
otherwise
Words.
we will find. I
See
should
you
probably
next
find someone to
week.
raid. Let me remember how to do that.
Last words.
Probably should have.
In fact,
I probably should have been doing this while doing like the outro bits, but that's okay.
Words. You know what, chat? I want everyone to type words into chat. That's what I want to do.
Type words,
That's
please.
what I want to see. Just words. Just say words.
Just say words. Any words.
Just words. Words.
Words?
I bet you won't. I bet you cowards.
You goading chat had someone follow us.
Oh,
Oh, thank you.
look! Everyone say words.
Words.
More words.
Words.
I haven't got
Lord.
things open.
Words.
Hello, Super
Words
Sorcerer.
everywhere.
Thank you for the words. And also, Big Frank the Tank. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Big Frank.
Nerds of the words.
Words of the words.
More words.
I think I'm doing this right. Look, guys, I'm not a professional streamer. Okay, I'm trying to find someone to raid, and I'm getting there. I think.
Can do it.
You think?
I think.
Have you got it sorted?
Look, just keep everyone entertained, all right?
Dance for the people.
Shit. I'm dancing.
Quick, be entertaining on the spot.
It's Vamp, man.
On the
Vamp.
spot.
Actually, quick shout out to the
Jerdman
fact.
is a fellow Aussie streaming D&D.
Yeah, it looks like there is another Australian D&D stream going on. So let's hit that up, shall we?
Let's do it.
It sounds
Let's
like a
do it.
plan.
Let's head over there.
Just gonna keep
Sounds
dancing.
Good. So I am going to raid Jerdman. Jerdman
yeah,
has some
Jerdman.
other Australians. They are playing D&D. They're playing Stormking's Thunder. It's their episode 9, so they're a few episodes in. Maybe they're higher than level 1, like these plebs. These constables.
Wah.
I salute at my plebeian status. But Booyah!
There we go. The raid has begun.
Woo!
I did it!
Oh my lord.
So thank you all very, very much for watching. I can't wait to see you all here next week for some more fun and games in Rolands Landing Polis Department. This is RLPD signing off.